Says it's running. Hide that. I'm just going to make sure my angles are good. Oh, looks like I've got it.
Play said, I hear.
I'm mostly in the middle. I might move it a little. So that side, which side? That side? That side? Whatever. I've got to move it so that I'm more to the left.
Complete bush gibberish, mind you, but I hear it.
So I'm going to go a bit like that. What's the matter? Audio stuffed? What did you say? Complete bush gibberish, huh? What? Oh, yeah, because it's Australian. Hang on. That looks pretty good. All right, cool. Ready to get going.
Muted Play said, no, just Aussies only speak in bush.
Yeah, except I have lived my entire life in the suburbs, so I don't know about that. Maybe we do, maybe we don't.
Viceroy said, why aren't you Assel? Wait, never mind.
Asleep. Because it's nearly 10 o'clock. Alright, I can get
Muted Play said,
this.
Why aren't you asleep?
This is good.
Viceroy said, wow, the camera angle is sick.
There we go. Yeah, I've got it all dialed in. It's been a while since I've used this setup, so
Viceroy said,
hopefully everything's working.
I was asking but. Tacit said, imagine sleeping at 10 Lamau.
Oh, the Canadians here. How you doing, man?
Muted Play said, oh, Tacit.
Alright, let's get the treadmill going.
Viceroy said, work dude.
So I got the marathon video
said,
in this
I'm
queue,
at work.
but
Viceroy
it's the second
said,
one.
Oh no, Canadian run. Muted Play said,
do.
you do night shift now.
Do a lazy 3 kilometers an hour today. I'll fix this up so I can see the screen better.
Tacit said,
There we go.
had to show up and represent the block builders.
Damn straight. Alright.
Viceroy said,
it's a great example of why you use a polarizer. I'm sitting here on the restart.
A little bit. It's kind of loud. So this video is all about like videoing motorsport and a couple tips for it. So it's actually kind of useful.
Muted Play said, oh, I thought you were swing.
I just like this angle. The lighting is super horrible. It's extremely backlit, but as you can see, the polarizer takes a lot of that shine off the racetrack. So it's at least a usable
polarizer,
shot.
yeah. For any sort of reflective surface, you need a polarizer.
I really need a little battery in my
I got asked how I handle the manual focus stuff, so I'll know my shot plan.
So I can tell he's got like a long
I know I want
lens
to
on
catch
that.
the car around this
It might just
200
be a
meter
7200 though.
and I want to get them all the way to the corner. So
Nah,
I'll sort
not
of
with
get an
the
idea
extended
of
lens
how
like
long
that.
that focus throw is first. Point the camera a little inside. Try to catch the car sort of as it goes by that 200 meter mark.
Yeah, it gets rid of all the reflections and makes it look like they see with your eyes.
So, difficult to do. It takes a few extra times. If you wanted a little easier go of it, you could crank the aperture
he's not
up a
taking
little
photos,
bit, but I
filming
want
this.
the depth of field on these fans here, so I sort of prefer it to be aperture down as low as I can. So let's get this a shot for a little bit.
Nope. Yeah, that's not a bitrate issue, that's a graphics card issue. My GPU just does that because it's got a shit decoder in it.
That's a known issue.
Or it's got a crap encoder. It happens, yeah, every keyframe.
Viceroy said, oh.
If I kill one of the feeds, like it'll just,
Viceroy said,
like check this out.
Fans LMAO.
So we stop that. And we go over here and we just make like, where's the big one? Just seen live, I think that's the one. Yeah, there we go. It shouldn't be doing it now. Now it'll be normal. As soon as I start up the computer and it's got the second feed coming through, then it stuffs up. But like this, it should be fine. So, yeah, it's the computer. I figured this out a while ago.
Viceroy said,
Not much I can do about it.
Viceroy said, I see no worries.
Yeah, see? I know what's wrong. It's a little annoying, but like it's just the small one that does it, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Actually, no, I think it's both.
So, I just got a 2080.
Ooh, that's nice. That's a lot better than what I got.
Guess what my 12 years old Robo can do?
Can it run it? Can it not be compatible with it?
Like this video. That
PCIe
would be very helpful.
2?
Thank you. All right, loads of questions about how to get more stable shots. So while I do use a
Getting
tripod
nothing.
most of the time,
The
here's how
PCIe
I-
thing's not really a big problem. You won't saturate the link. It's only a problem if you want to do like resizable bar and stuff like that. But if you exceed whatever the memory is on the card, then it becomes a problem.
Cassette said, we can run it at half its max transfer speed. Beautyplay said,
3x, that's alright.
Euro supports 3x PCIe X16 and M.2 all at once.
sort of handle that stuff. So
Yeah,
got
mine's
my
only
hand
2x.
as far out on the lens as I can. I always keep my right hand right on the sort of grip. I find that helps me a lot. And then I also keep it quite tucked into my chest.
This is
Something
good
else I do is
advice.
I turn my body where I'm going
So
to be
you've got
pointed
it
and then
mounted
sort of coil back
with your
up.
hands and
So
then
that my
against your
body doesn't
chest.
really get in my way when I'm trying to sort of spin with the cars.
There's another way you can do this. You can have the neck stretch and you can pull it away from you as well. And that does it nice and stably too.
Imagine it didn't have any of that.
I'm sure there's other ways that other people do, but that's how I do it. Trying something a little different, trying to explain the shot that I'm doing here. I'm trying to keep this guardrail in the foreground because it makes it feel a little faster to me because the cars are kind of far away. Shooting in 24 frames a second, focus sort of right in the middle.
Yeah, usually they share the
this
lanes,
guardrail in.
the available
If you like this little segment,
bandwidth
comment
for the
below
PCIe
and
lanes.
I'll try to do more of these in the future.
But good motherboards will have like 16, 16, then like 8, 8, 8.
This is actually a really important time of day. Right after golden hour, it's called blue hour. This track is so dark, it's like really hard to shoot at night. But if you shoot in blue hour, there's still enough light that my autofocus works.
That's
I can see
probably
the cars, and I can sort of shove
if
the
you've got
exposure
one
down in
device
post.
on it. So you could move your GPU to say the second slot and it'll get the full 16. But if you have say 2 devices, then it'll probably start splitting it and like cutting it down.
So it's super helpful because I can fake it as night shots, but still see the cars coming, still get good autofocus. So I always try to take advantage of blue hour on tracks like this, where it's really hard to see it.
Let's give it a test. You'll find out real fast.
So I've got this camera placed
Alright, let's go through that little gap.
right in between, where it's shooting basically right in between the gap
I wonder what track this is.
of the fence. And it's just adding a lot of visual interest to the shot. So like the car is sort of placed right in between those. I don't want like all clean shots. Stuff like this is gonna help me break it up and it adds a lot of visual interest. I think it's just, I'm pretty wide. I'm at 100 mil. Freaking Valkyrie so loud.
This dude's rigged up.
I'm at about 100 mil. I just think it's kind of a cool perspective. It offers a lot of visual interest because it has the fence above and the block below. So I am
See,
having to
that's
go manual
weird.
focus.
That's
but,
weird that
I mean,
it'll
that's very
do
nice.
16, 16,
That's
and
why
8.
you practice
But
it.
then, you can also just do 16, 16, 16. Like, why not just have 16, 16, 16 the whole time? Like, why would you ever need to cut it down? Once it's like a half slot PCIe.
We are under safety
slot.
car at the moment. I found this spot on the banking. You can see the cars going through it. So the shadows, the sun is, it's backlit. So the shadows like are casting some fence onto the racetrack. And I also sort of like these clouds right now. I think they look really cool. So I'm gonna spend some time here. I think I can get something cool out of this.
Yeah, you're kind of limited in what shots you can get at an oval track. You're always just looking out. That was a short video. He gave like 2 useful tips and the rest were like, yeah.
Usually, I expect to put the lanes up, but that's what the manual claims. Not sure how to test that, so it's all marketing time until I
Check the
find a way
BIOS.
to test.
Your BIOS settings will tell you how you can split.
Vitaloid said, LMA are cool footage mostly.
Yeah, you got some sick footage, but the tips were, there were a couple good ones in there. But that blue hour tip for night shots, that's cool. Marathon trailer. Let's go. I'm just a couple years late on this. Like half a year. See, that looks like game footage, just the way it was animated. But the top-down shots looked real.
Want a marathon trailer? Just ask Viceroy.
Fucking boom!
Viceroy said, he didn't. I sent it to him.
Oh shit. It's all going down. Oh, that dude just had a heart attack. I know. Farted in his suit. Alright, so gravity's just going really weird. Okay, so we got these like caterpillar things. They look electronic or mechanical. Dude, I have no idea what's going on. It looks like there were people colonizing a planet and then they got attacked.
I don't think I've ever known how to see you.
I met a
You
traveler
could play
from an
said,
antique
creepy
land who
caterpillars.
said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert.
Viceroy said, if you notice,
them
the middle is the
on
gate
the
where they
south,
pop up the
half
numbers.
sunk. A
I
shattered
wasn't that
music
perceptive.
light, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sought to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things. And the heart that fed.
I still have no idea what's going on. Somebody with a gun with a sick haircut there. Alright, so this is like gathering supplies from, I don't know, some base that's been attacked. Let's knock off Cortana.
Welcome once again.
Viceroy said, they're showing the extraction rate.
Please. You shall feel
Yeah.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder.
The motion cap on this is
Your
good.
short repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's
She just
proceed
wants to
with
skip the
your grand
tutorial level,
exercise.
like we all
Are
do.
you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm.
That voice
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
Supposed to be my lucky
Like
charm.
she's in other stuff for sure. Fuck now. So who the hell are these guys? Like, they don't explain that. It's just, hey, bunch of robots coming to fucking shit up. Yeah, you better run.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mother. Your mother.
Now,
Your
consider
mother.
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Yeah, they're just sort of giving you hints at stuff here. Like, as a first-time person seeing this, it's really hard to stitch together what's going on. You just get fragments here. Like a rough idea of what's going on.
Hey, what's that you're always tuned into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Beautifully said.
You ever
the
wonder what
BTL
happened
is
to these
Warframe.
people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for
You ain't getting your music back, buddy. Man, this laptop is just struggling to decode the bitrate on this. I don't think it's the video, I think it's just the way I've got it set up. they've kind of taken the style on this, like, all over the place. So you got these Harajuku girls crossed with, like, emos and juggalos. And then you got these, like, super fluoro bright backgrounds, and then you got your robot bros.
Viceroid said, it's just cinematic, nothing super concrete. 3D printed human consciousness is scavenging remains of the space colony. User Play said, and it appears that it's all the same person in every warframe.
I like the lighting that they've used here. You just got like one really harsh light lighting that whole scene. And then you got like the real shaky camera. Sort of heightens the chase sequence a bit. And some sneaky blur going on there. Yeah boy, parkour! Oh fuck. That was a mistake. But they'll just respawn anyway, so...
User Play said, and then, the bots.
Yeah, get your music back. Tried to steal that shit.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
If this was the first trailer, like nobody saw anything up until this point, this is pretty good. It's just a hype trailer. And you know that more stuff's coming to explain it later on.
Round the decay of the boundless ocean, boundless, alone and level sands, stretch far away.
It's a pretty game. It has the graphics.
Viceroid said, yeah, it sparks the curiosity. User
Yeah,
Play
that's what I
said,
think they were going
yeah,
for.
all these online shooters do this same thing.
I mean, the core mechanics of these games are all the same.
User Play
That hasn't
said,
changed in years.
super cool trailer, nothing to do with gameplay.
Do you recognize this child?
Like, once Tarkov came out, like, that's the formula that they've all sort of stuck with.
Is that me?
Because they're done with, like, the PUBG style. Like, that's, you know, every man and his dog had a version of that, and then that's over. And then it's Extraction, and then who knows what they're going to push for next. Yeah, I'm not reading all those names. They're probably just, yeah, they're just the credits. Bungie, gotta bold that one, make sure people know. Alpha test. See, I didn't hear anything about this, man. It just didn't generate enough hype to get on people's
Viceroid
radars.
said, I love this scene where they respawn. They're using like therapy tactics to keep them semi-sane before each drop.
Yeah, that's why they're bringing in the
User Play
photos.
said, futuristic faux world scavenging thing would be neat.
If I had to start YouTube.
It looks interesting, but I don't know, in terms of like a squad FPS, like with PUBG and that type of game, like you've got the whole, you know, there's a bit of action at the start when no one's got any weapons, and then it dies down, and then you build up your shit throughout the level. And then towards the end, that's when shit goes down. Like, that's a really good formula. This seems more, from what I've seen of your games, it's like, there's not much downtime. It's more just like shit's going the whole time. It's faster
said,
paced.
Yeah, it's a hard market when they specifically targeted a
From
rough
zero
genre.
to day.
Yeah, it's kind of a saturated genre too. But I don't think up until that point there was like a futuristic extraction shooter. Most of them were like, yeah, nuked out Russia type style. So, but you know, they're trying to pull their Destiny audience over to that. It's a very different game. So that's you're trying to get your existing audience to this new product that you've got, and you're also trying to get people who are already playing that type to it. And yeah, it's just a very ambitious thing to try to push for. But they had the budget to make it work, so I don't know. I'd have to play it, figure out more. Anyway, this guy is a Swedish dude, does a lot of camera stuff. He burned out about 2 years ago. He doesn't care about cameras
they chose
anymore.
the colours of all the human manufactured stuff to match 3D printing colorway.
Ah, okay. So yeah, this guy's like, once he got enough money to buy his house, he just stopped giving a shit about cameras. That was like the drive that got him there. But he still makes a few videos here and there, so this one's been in my list to check out for a while. I'm curious to see what he's got to say. He blew up fast. He went from doing like gym vlogs and like some basic camera stuff. And then he had a video that popped off and he got like, I don't know, it was like 300,000 subs within like a couple months. And then he, yeah, sort of just pushed from there.
I'd probably
Viceroy
ignore
said,
most of
"All right,
things
gotta run.
that I
Work's
used
about
to
over. Catch you soon."
No worries, man. I'll catch you in a bit.
Just want to say welcome back to the channel. Hope that everything is good with you. My name
Oh,
is
and he
Peter
does like a whole
Sweden,
Transformers,
and if you haven't
like, theme
subscribed
for his
yet,
channel.
I'd be happy for you
Like,
to join in on the
very
channel.
uninspired.
We can hang out, we can get to know each other, we can have a good time, and I welcome you to be a part of the PL family. I've been doing YouTube for 7 years at this point, full time. Like, this has been my main job. And there's a lot of people asking me, where do you start? Like, what do you do? How do you become a YouTuber? What is it that you would do if you were to start today? And
I
is
think any
exactly what
advice
I
he's
want to
going
talk
to give
about
is
in
going to
this
be
video.
completely out of touch and irrelevant. Because things have changed so much from 7 years ago. And he's not a small guy anymore, he's a big guy. So what does he know about starting from scratch?
Sum all of that up in 3 things that I wish I knew before I started my creative journey. And I really hope that you're staying until the end of the video, because point 3
Well, there's
is what's
the
going to
hook.
make or break you.
Keep you
as a
interested
creator.
till
So
the
the first
end.
thing that I want to talk about is gear
Play said,
versus
"Yeah,
workflow.
and
Because
all
one of the
these
main
guys do the
things
same
that we
thing."
get caught up in when we start out is that we need to buy more gear. We need to buy new
Get really
gear. We need to
good
buy new lens. We need to buy
advice.
a
You need
new-
to find someone who is small and is growing quickly and see what they're doing, because that's relevant. If you find a dude that blew up like 7 years ago,
YouTube Play
It's
said,
not relevant
"They'll
anymore."
start a new channel, but a lot of their existing peeps hear about
Yeah.
it and jump on board real
yeah,
quick."
exactly. They bootstrap it off their existing audience.
new light. We need to buy a new microphone in order to progress. But in reality, what we do need is to have a better workflow, or we need to have better ideas. Or
This
we
is
need to
good
have a
advice,
way of
though.
actually coming up with ideas. And
The idea
way
is
to stay
everything.
motivated to actually execute those.
Yeah, the tool to
so when I
execute
started
it,
to make
not
videos
that
back in
important.
2018, that was the mindset that I thought you needed to have. Like, I need to have a better camera. I need to be able to have a better lens in order to be able to do this and that and this and
Like, you
that.
can get by
Meanwhile,
with just
in
a phone.
reality, like now, for the
Yeah,
last
start with
3
workflow.
years, I've been using
Yeah.
the same camera setups for all the things that I do. I have 3 different cameras that I go through whenever I'm sitting here making a video, when I'm on a go, or when I'm shooting a top-down shot.
Like,
when
this
I'm
dude
taking
could
photos.
genuinely
Yes,
just use
they
his
are
phone for all
incredibly
his videos, and you'd be fine. Like, you can pretty much get this shot on an iPhone, and you use DaVinci to just fake the background blur. Like, nobody's going to notice.
expensive, but I've also built it up over the course of 8 years in total. So if you think
that's
about it,
stupid.
buying one camera every
got my
other
camera
year
from, like,
hasn't actually been that
2020,
much money,
and it's still
considering the
good.
amount of money that I made back from
that
my
long.
client videos and the YouTube videos that I've been making over these 8 years. We're gonna say 7 years, because that's how long I've been working as a full-time creator. And the fun thing is that most of the time, like the videos that perform the absolute best here on my channel are the videos where I have the least amount of gear, but have a great idea.
But how do you
if
gauge
have
if
an
an idea is good or
I've
not?
talked about this before.
That's
It's
the
very
important
important
thing.
that you actually execute on that idea when you get it. Because the more you start to write down, like the bigger your idea notebook becomes, the more massive the
I'm so
hurdle
thirsty.
is
I had a
going to be
pizza
to get
before,
over to actually
and all the
use
salt
one of those
just
ideas to create a
need to
video
rehydrate.
from. And if this is your first time here, you probably don't know, but one of the things that I usually talk about a whole lot in these kind of videos is consistency. I even have it tattooed on my arm. Consistency. I guess that one of the worst part about having that tattooed on my arm is that I
funny,
can never
actually.
stop, because when I stop, someone will call me out and say like, hey Peter, I
one time. Assuming I can figure out a good workflow to match my new hardware.
Oh yeah, in terms of just encoding and decoding, like 2080 is more than good enough for that. You can do the advanced, what is it, advanced or enhanced bitrate in OBS with that as well. I think they say 2060 Super is the minimum that you need to do it. But the 2080 will have good enough encoders built in so that you can do that. And all that does is encode like your stream at the various resolutions and sends them all out to Twitch so that Twitch doesn't have to transcode it themselves. So it gives you more control. You get more control over the bitrate and all that, and it'll You get a better quality looking stream. But for video and stuff, like yeah, 2080 is like plenty. It'll do everything you want.
But you were consistent. What happened to that? And some of you might
also,
have actually been noticing that
this
I've been
guy's saying
gone a little bit more than I
consistency.
used to
He's
be.
gone months without posting videos because, like I said before, he got burned out. He stopped caring about cameras, and he did a whole bunch of like house
doing
stuff.
Work things. I gotta go. Also, I'll have to catch you next time around.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm just gonna get through all this stuff.
Beautifully said. If you are still going in and out,
The last 6
I'll
Yeah, I'll
months.
still
That
be
is
on.
actually because I've been prioritizing
These
my
usually go about 2
Swedish
hours.
channel, which is a vlog channel. Instead of doing it in English that I used to do, I've actually switched to Swedish to attack, or not attack, more so target a different audience than
Oh, he's got a
it
new
is
channel,
that I
so he
have
hasn't even
here
told
on
me
this
this
channel,
about
because
that
we
yet.
are focusing on tech, cameras, creator stuff, and the Swedish channel is more like everyday things that I used to have on my vlog channel, but it feels more natural when I talk in Swedish.
He still
because
makes,
it's my mother
some
tongue.
interesting English
And the main
pronunciation
thing that has
mistakes.
helped me throughout these last years of actually becoming better at speaking English is to set all my devices to English. Whenever I type stuff, I type it in English. Whenever I chat with ChatGPT, I type it in English. Whenever I talk to myself here in the studio, I talk in English in order to make sure that I have the
Yeah,
language
so you can just jump back
going
into it and
on a
it's good to
daily
go.
basis. Because usually I speak Swedish together with my family and my friends, but English needs to
If
be
you don't
a
use the
part
language,
of
like,
the
you get
process of
crap
making
out of it.
YouTube videos.
You
So
forget it.
that is why I try to care for it as much as I can. Can we say it like that? But I guess that staying consistent comes from removing all the friction that we have in the
Do like that pool
workflows
cover though,
that
that's
we
cool.
use. Because it's very easy to think that you want to have a faster car when you're starting out, but what you actually need is a steering wheel. Which brings
No.
us into the sponsor of
No.
today's video,
No.
which is
No.
Artlist.
No.
And now,
No.
with
No.
as
No.
25 brand on my that
No.
has
No. No.
is that
No.
in my
No.
I wanted
No.
to look on the same
No, no,
and
Jesus
of
Christ, this is a long ad.
to elevate to be. So if you're interested,
there yet?
if you're working as a solo business
I think we're
owner,
done.
solo
We're out of the
business
ad.
owner, is that how you say it? Solo entrepreneur, I guess. Now, this brings us into the second thing when it comes to YouTube, which is mastering the game. There's a lot of people that sees YouTube as a form of art. Like you have to do a specific way, otherwise you will not get success on the platform. I'm gonna say both yes and no. There's creators that are doing that it works great for, but there's also creators that are doing that exact thing
'Cause they
that's
probably
not working out.
are
at all.
lacking
And
in
when
another
I
area.
started my channel, there was no blueprint. I had nobody to ask about anything that I did. I was just shooting from the hip and hoped that something stuck and that somehow I would be able to find the audience that I was targeting to. But playing the YouTube game is not really about trying everything until something sticks, but it's more so about packaging your format into something that provides value
Yeah, that's
to
obvious.
the
Of
audience
course you have
that
to
you're
provide
targeting.
value.
And the
If
fun
you don't
thing is that you
provide
can make a
value,
video
why
like
would
this.
anybody watch your videos?
And then you target a specific audience. But then you make a video about the smartphone, and then that's an entirely different audience. And then you make a video about the camera, and that's an entirely different audience. The hard part is to find how you can package all those things together into one single format that all of those people will enjoy to watch.
And the
I'm
reason
gonna be
that's
honest and say,
difficult
like,
is
it
because
doesn't
he's a
even matter
gear
if you're making
YouTuber, which means he gets hardware, he reviews it, makes a video on it, gets the sponsorship money, and then moves on to the next thing. And each piece of gear is only going to be applicable to like a certain audience. So yeah, it's impossible to tie them all together. But what a lot of these dudes do is they try to personalize their videos. Like, oh, I'm the friendly guy, I'm the guy you should listen to my advice on the gear. And like, it's all the same shit. They read from like a press release page with all the specs and stuff that the company sends them. You're not getting like a proper review. It's not like they're buying the stuff themselves and then testing it. They get it given to them, or they get it for a rental period, and then they get told what to talk about.
the best freaking video that is on YouTube. If nobody watches it, you're not gonna make those videos over a longer period of time. Being creative is absolutely a part of the job, and sometimes you can have fun with it and be creative around the formula that you have created. But
always
the
got
other half
DeWalt.
is understanding what it is that your
Good
audience
expensive
wants,
gear.
and then making videos around that subject and around that topic and around that format that you have created. Because if nobody clicks, the algorithm will never discover how good your video is. And honestly, I used to think that making a great video was enough, but in this day and age, it's not. And here we are, finally at the point where I told you to
he's
wait
dragging
for,
us
because
out.
this is a, you know,
So
it's an
much
important
padding.
thing, and it's about understanding that success does not remove the mental game. And this is probably one of the most important things that I would have loved to know.
Don't shave your head.
When I started
Number
out
one
with
thing,
YouTube, and
never
something
shave
that
your
I've
head.
sort of grown into over the course that I've been working with YouTube. When you're working as a creator, it's very easy to think that, you know, you see these extravagant things, or you see this studio, or see me meeting up with someone and then we make a fun video, we go to Iceland and so on and so forth. That is just a fraction of my entire life. So most of the time, I'm just here
What a
by
mess.
myself,
He's
making the
got crap
videos
everywhere.
that I do for YouTube by myself.
You
I'm
just
sitting
throwing
here
bags
posting
on the
videos
floor,
by
bro.
myself. I'm sitting here talking to the camera by myself. It's a very lonely job, and you need to have the mental headspace in order to be able to sustain this. And one of the most challenging things, I guess, is that when you start looking at the views,
Oh,
you
this
start
video is
looking at the
worthless.
numbers that you make on your YouTube channel, the views just becomes a goalpost that you constantly keep pushing forward. So you never actually reach it because you always want to have more, so you can't really score. But I do know that views
Nah,
are not
they're
everything
pretty
when it comes
damn
to YouTube,
important.
because creating a community
Views
and
equals
reading
money.
comments, like those are the one things that makes my day at times, where I can sit down after I posted a video and then I see you popping in, like you're typing comments and like, hey Peter, rock on, love this video. I become like,
That feels
I feel
disingenuous.
warm. Because
a lot of
I
people just
feel
engage with
honored,
the comments
humbled
to get
be
more
able to sit
engagement from
here
those
and
people.
have you spend some time together with me.
They'll
typing
publish their
in those
video
comments.
and
So
then they'll
I
spend
guess
like
in a
an
way
hour
we can
responding
call
to the comments, and then they just dip out. It's just to get initial traction on the video so it gets a better run in the algo.
you my colleague, because however you want to see it, you are. But when you have a great success and you get a lot of views and you get a lot of subscribers, there's a lot of people that thinks that the insecurities of being a creator completely disappears. But that is a lie. The insecurities are still around. I just become better at doing what I do because I'm doing it every single day. And I'm gonna say that no matter how many videos that you're creating, or no matter how fast you're growing, you're not gonna be able to beat the mental game, because it's always gonna be a game that you need to play. Because sometimes it feels like you're stuck in this never-ending loop where you just have to push out videos. You need to
Yeah.
make X amount of videos.
Who else is gonna do it for
as
you?
long as you freaking can, and then you get burnt out. So you need to find the balance of executing on your ideas whenever you get the idea. So say for example that you're working
might
a
have to
daytime
rebuild
job
that.
and then you get an idea.
Burn
As soon
it
as you
through
go
more
home,
too
don't
fast.
sit on Netflix. Don't do anything else unless it's absolutely necessary, because I know that a lot of us have kids, right? But the moment you have the possibility to execute upon
That's
that
good
idea that
advice.
you got,
If
you
you
should
have
do
an
it. And if
idea,
there's
get
one
on it as
single
fast as you
sentence
can.
that I could
Because the
give you that
motivation and like excitement that you've got towards that idea, it's not going to be there in a week. So you want to get on it as soon as you get it.
is going to sum this entire video up. It's going to be the future lies in the process of creation. So
Yeah, that's just a
optimize
blanket,
for those.
like a CEO
So if I
marketing
started
type
YouTube
slogan.
today, I
Means
would probably
nothing.
focus more on my workflow, which is something that I'm offering on my website, so
my
you can
shit,
head over there and check it
guys.
out. I would also try to focus on how to package the
I'm
video,
good, man.
the thumbnail, the entire process of what it is that I'm creating. And the most important thing would be to actually stay sane. Protect your mind. Don't hustle too much, because it's not going to help you to get anywhere if you get caught in that loop. So, with that said, I would love to know, what is the one thing that you wish you
I wish I
loved
knew you
when
could make
started
money
your
on it
channel,
16
when you
years
started
ago.
your career.
Oh,
Doesn't
wait,
matter
you
what it
couldn't.
is. Do drop a comment down below. Thanks so much for
Alright, go away,
watching.
man.
Don't
That
forget
was
to
a pointless
subscribe
video. I
and
should have just removed
like.
that from my queue. What else we got? Oh yeah, this dude's cool. Absolute schizo cameraman. He actually does practical uses of the equipment while talking shit 24/7.
Is one of you good enough still? Are we noticing
I
that
reckon the Ace Pro's on the
decade
left and the
that has
Sony's on the
passed
right.
has brought us fruitful adventures? Or has nothing gotten better? Could be a
The
problem.
Sony, that's what Luke used to use for his streams, and a lot of people still do.
So which one was made a decade ago? Don't quote me
I
on
think the
that
Sony's on
number.
the left now.
One of you is old and nostalgic. The other is
Unless he
trying to
hasn't
be
changed
cool.
it. Ah,
Is it
I was
even
right.
noticeable? So the old Sony X3000, which Sony refuses to upgrade, to your right
I mean,
Insta360
I'm
Basic
watching
Pro
this in
like a natural,
480p.
just a little different
So,
film sim every time.
yeah. Everything's gonna look the same. Everything is potato quality.
You use it. Little side rant over here.
Hang on. There we go.
I have never in my life gotten more negativity on these Ace Pro 2 videos. What's y'all jabrones' problems? All I know for sure is that
Dude, people love those
I bought a
Sonys.
DJI. I don't like
It's just a
your
shame
eye
Sony
something
didn't
reminds
keep it
me
going.
of-
They could have made it so much better over time.
Go home, bro. Unfortunately, nothing can beat the Sony X3000 still to this day. It's embarrassing if we're being real. I don't know why. Like, it's just so tiny and cute and fun in your pocket. If I were to put a wind fluff on there, let's just say I
Very
didn't.
tinny, but you can still
This
hear
would
it.
be your audio. It's not very windy right now. It should be pretty good. Hot damn, front facing. Is that a squirrel? It's a robin.
Are you coming? No, let's be real. The Ace Pro 2 is better in every conceivable way, except the size. You're not matching the size or the form factor. No one's doing that camcorder look. If this had a little flippy screen, you don't even need it though. That's what's so good about it. There's no screen whatsoever. Don't
I
even
mean,
need
that's
it.
a no-brainer.
Who has the more
Of
dynamic
course the new one's gonna be
range,
better there.
if we're being honest. You know what I love about the Ace Pro 2? I think they're the only one that lets you turn HDR off. Like, that's the worst part of any action cam. The Sony doesn't have magic HDR. It's like, oh, look at the dynamic range, but it's fake dynamic range. It's not real, and your face just glows. God, some people were voting the one on the left looked better.
Yeah,
Are you
it looks very
joking?
weird.
Look at the skin tones.
reds
There's
on
no
his jacket look
shadows. It's all
horrible too.
fake. Y'all don't even have eyes to see your lies. Look at the action over here. He should be doing this. Just take it.
Ooh.
The X3000
Should've
starting
aged
to
years
show
ago.
its age a little bit. Like, the stave was never great. Like, it's kind of jerky and shaky, and it's like, I don't know, but like, for its day, it was top of the notch. It
still
was
pretty
better than
good.
any mirrorless. Not a Panasonic,
Like,
but
he's shaking his
it
arm
was
around
just
a
like,
fair
holy
bit.
shit, it's so
Look
stable.
at the
It's
background, it's not
optical
moving
stave, and
much.
it works at night. It's not digital. It's not freaky flashing lights in the back. Ow! I stepped on a rock. It's still good. Now, I would argue that the Sony has the more natural field of view. It's a 17mm non-fisheye lens, whereas this is like, what, 12mm?
It's a little bit
into
wider.
fisheye? And then all your
Like,
lenses
look at the
that
house,
go
you can
on
see a bit
top,
further over, side to side.
they're not like actual
Top to bottom
lenses.
too.
There's
You can see the
already
top of
a
the lamp
lens.
on
They
one.
should be replacing the lens instead of adding on to it. Just
Well, look how much it's
really
warping
good.
that truck.
So like, let me
That doesn't look
change
right.
that into a
The Sony
18
actually looks
or
better
something.
there.
Come on. But the amount of hate I'm getting on this camera, I don't even understand it. It's a tiny little action cam that has Fuji
It's a
Leica
weird-looking
film
house.
sims in here. And it's like,
Look at the way
holy
they got
shit,
their little
it might be
windows
the
under like
most
the main bit.
natural
That
I've
is just
seen.
a really strange design for a house.
And we fixed it with the close-up focusing lens, and we get just the minorest amount of... Did I turn the recording off? A little bit of tone in there. I feel like you're actually sharp now. Mic jack right in there. What are we doing? You're complaining. I'm the one who complains, not you. It's no Sony X3000, but it doesn't have to
It's
be.
a
Nothing
Toyota.
ever will be. Not even a
What the Hilux,
Sony
what are they?
camera will ever match this. They gave
What's
up
the
on
big
it.
Toyota
They
over there
abandoned it.
called?
Now there
I
is
forgot the name
one
of it.
deal-breaking flaw to me on the Ace Pro 2, and it's
It's not
the
Highlander, it's a
240
different
frames
thing.
per second is absolutely
Tundra, that's
class
what it
trailing.
is.
I don't know why it's
Toyota
so bad.
Tundra.
I've never seen worse. It's just such an afterthought. It's a huge crop. It's like, why are you even doing it? What a lie.
Yeah, so to
whatever,
fix
let's
this, you
see
just
if
hold it
you're
a
as
little
good.
further away
If
from
you
you.
do 4K
Problem
120,
solved.
you do full HD 120, and then HD 240 is really bad. You do 720p in H240. Just go to the
Yeah,
music.
these both are horrible.
A basic matrix slave, caved in, just like Satan
In
prays.
slow-mo
And
anyway.
a never-ending quest for material
So at least you can
success
do it.
has left you
The
in
new
a
GoPro's
spasm
insane.
mess.
It can do
The lesson
960
is to fall
in
apart and
960
repeat
frames
the
at
journey
1080.
again backwards.
It's
From the
very
start,
noisy,
as
though.
a starving artist,
Each frame doesn't
artist
gather
tried
a
to
lot of
replace
light.
anger with love, but you felt
it's cool that it can do
disregarded.
it.
You hate the truth.
Okay, that might be a little safer of a comparison. We're now in Horizon Lock mode, which crops in a ton more. and I put
basically the same field
stabilization
of
on
view.
high instead of low, hey, look, we have a sidewalk. Huh? I found a street with a sidewalk. Oh, this is exciting small town adventures, huh? And in case you may have detected a slight audio shift, we're now plugged directly into the X3000, which it's a little high. It's a little hot and compressed,
Check
but
out that dude's lawn.
it gets by.
He's just,
Come on, it's better.
This guy is just like
Better
judging
than like
everyone
that.
else's lawn is not up to his spec. Like, look how saturated my grass is. Every blade is exactly the same height. This guy's trying to keep up, but he can't quite do it. This guy's just got way too much time. He's got the
Impressed,
weird house too, with the little,
It gets by.
like,
Come on, it's
semi-basement
better
part.
than like the unnatural sounds that come out of this thing
Must be like
sometimes.
the Canadian thing.
Sure, it's a little aggressive, but it doesn't really reduce the sounds of trucks passing you by, but it could, right?
There's
I
another
can barely
one.
hear it. This Ace Pro 2
Look
has
at
a
this
long
little
way to
tiny
go
windows
to
down the
become
bottom.
like a perfect camera. It's a tiny sensor. It still has like this very sharpened look, but you also cannot reduce
so
the
compressed,
noise
the audio,
reduction. I don't
at
mind
every level
noise.
it's just the
I add
same.
film grain. What's the satisfaction? That wasn't the word. The obsession about reducing noise. Oh, you can't have that in the shot. And then it looks all weird and fake. Whereas like this is at least trying to not be fake. It's Leica. Like they actually listened to Leica, it seems. Are there dogs following me? This is bullshit. Sony's
Dude,
a
that
pretty
road is, like,
natural
more
look. It's a
rubber than
Sony
asphalt.
natural, but it wasn't
so
as
cracked
processed
up.
as like the GoPro. I remember when the 7 came out, the Hero 7 Rocksteady was announced, and I was like, okay, you're starting to compete. You might actually be better than. Like you can't do a scooter ride on the Sony. Like it's quite shaky.
Cool,
It's
cool.
bad. How come
That's
this
what
is
they
a dead end street? Usually they warn you with a sign that says no exit. I could walk all the way to the end with no exit. I will soon compare this to the DJI Pocket 3 for its ultimate death, and it will be slaughtered, and it will suck, and then I'll realize how terrible this machine is, but so far for an action cam, it's fun. I'm liking the natural look of things. The big flippy screen is nice. The fact that I can be in focus, and then you got your at least 4K 120, your HD 240 is utterly unusable. That's a big problem to me, so if that's not like being increased next generation Ace Pro 3 with the shotgun mic and the wind thing, I've given you all the ideas to be like the Sony X4000. All you have to do is listen to them. I'm not crazy. Low megapixels better. I don't need 50 megapixel
colours are so
action cam
different.
for photos.
It's really yellow on
Your
the
little
left.
Explorer grip. Oh, it's a shutter. No one's doing it. All right, how about a little angry dad walking test? Timmy, you have homework. It's not finished. Guess what? Your dessert's not going to be finished by the dog. Not this time. You have to eat all your cake.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
definitely
going to
shakes a
suck,
bit
isn't it? You know, the reason you're getting an F
But I can tell you
minus
why.
in math is
That's
not
got
because I
in-body image
hold you
stabilization,
underwater
so the
when you
sensor
don't get
physically
it.
moves to compensate for shake. And there's a limit to it, like it's got mass, so you shake it, it's going to jiggle about a bit. Whereas the other one is just digital, so it just takes it, crops, and then moves it based on where the previous frame was. There's advantages to each. This isn't
It's
too
alright.
bad though.
It's because you don't eat enough dessert. You know, the angry dad walking test became a thing because of how awkward digital stabe is. You're walking and it's like the background's super stable, but you're not. You're shaking around it. It's weird. Whereas this is just natural. It's bad, but it's natural. You know, you can't even select HD. I can't even select it. That's the weirdest thing I've ever
So
seen.
you have to go
Unless you're,
4K
like,
minimum.
in slow-mo. I don't
That's
see it.
annoying.
I'm probably doing something
Then you
wrong.
just have huge file sizes the whole
God,
time.
what's your problem? So like, I can't. I'm sorry I left the mic in the Sony for so
Depending on the
long.
bitrate, of course.
Whatever, we had to see it. It was fine. I've switched film sims a couple times throughout this video. Look, film, we're vintage now. I realize I turned down the wrong street. I'm in suburb hell. Everything looks the same, but whatever. That's fine. There's a lot you can improve. You barely beat this today.
He's not. Oh no, that's
Sorry,
a
it's overcast every
film
damn
that he's
day
got on it.
for the last month. Here, I don't know what's happening, but we don't have nice days apparently. It's tropical Canada, but it's like as if I'm in Vancouver. it's hell. I've seen some really
Yeah,
nice
after you
Ace Pro
color
2
grade it.
footage on other people's channels. I'm like, wow, that looks amazing. How come mine doesn't look like that? I don't know. I'm not good at this, but when you have sun, all of a sudden it goes from like very bland looking to, oh my god, wow, even the X3000 looks really good in the sunlight. One day we'll get the sun again. You know, I almost moved into this apartment. These condos, there's 2 of them, and we were there and they said, you get a free garage. And so once we got there, for some reason they're like, there's none left though, sorry.
They didn't
Like,
build
what do you
enough for
mean?
the place.
It's not a 1-for-1 apartment. It's like, oh, there's
No,
45
some dude's got like
apartments,
2.
but 41
It's like,
garages.
oh, another
Sorry
one.
about that. The math got a little confusing. You know, Sony doesn't have any custom modes, and it's really awkward to switch
The
into
menu on the
slow-mo,
Sony
but
sucks. It's not
just
easy to
because
use.
you have custom modes doesn't make it easier either. Like, I can't seem to change them. It says, like, your custom mode's been updated. And then it doesn't save, though. I would like it to save. Where's that option? It's probably in there, but I haven't seen it, by luck. So who won the battle today, my friend, was the decade-old Sony. Keeping up, if not surpassing,
That's
everything
a
it has
pretty
the plans to do in
average
the
ass
future.
video.
Oh man,
Well,
decades
anything
are
else
not
queued
enough
up?
time to improve anything.
I need more videos. We've got... Oh yeah, this will be interesting. Schizo video, let's go.
We can all agree with
Come on, full screen. I clicked
Here's
the
the
button.
Leica
There we go, goodbye.
Parascience. At least better than
Alright.
decade-old Sony.
Let's see. This is interesting from someone who's worked at home basically his entire life.
So believe it or not, I had a life before all of this. Okay, I had a place where I was settled, right? I had family around me. I had friends. I had built a life. I had this version of a future that it made sense to me, right? It was the kind of life that you
Bad
build
assumption.
because you assume that you're going to be there for a while.
Dude,
I assumed that I
everything
was going to
has
die
changed.
in Portland, Oregon. I was going to live there my entire life and die there. But then I left all of it. I did. I left all of it and I moved across the country to Michigan because my son was about to be born and I was not going to be some distant voice in his life. No. I needed to be there. I needed to be his father.
So, like,
he
he
needed me by
split
his
up
side.
with his wife, or
And
what?
I hadn't even met him yet, right? He was still in utero, and yet I had this deep love for him, even though I hadn't even laid eyes on him. I'd seen an ultrasound. That was all I had seen. And he looked like an alien in the ultrasound. So I really wanted to be a dad. And I wanted to have
What
that
the hell has this
responsibility. I
got
was
to do
excited
with any
about
of
it.
the video? Like, the title is what 10 years of extreme isolation did to my mind. And he's just on a 1-minute rant on a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with it. It's just personal stuff. Get to the point, buddy.
And then, of course, through circumstances that I'm not going to get into, if you've been following me for a while, then you understand
But I'm a
what
new
those
viewer. You
circumstances
need to
are.
explain that.
The life that I thought that I was walking into, it
Ozzy
turned
Dennis
into
says,
something completely different.
This rant is what isolation
And
did.
I ended up
Yeah, maybe it's
completely isolated in a way that I never
it's
saw
a,
it coming, really.
like a demonstration
Ozzy
video.
Dennis said,
And it's not, this was,
honestly, I resemble.
Yeah, me too. I mean, since, God, 2010, I've worked from home. So it's like 16 years of just working from home. Oh, there was 1 year where I worked in an office. I was there for exactly a year, and then I was out. But I noticed the lack of social skills that I didn't develop just from being at home, communicating mostly through email, rarely on the phone. So I want to get this guy's take on it. But he's taken so long to get to the point. Like, come on, buddy.
it wasn't solitude, right? It wasn't me voluntarily choosing peace and just disappearing for a while to figure myself out. It wasn't the kind of isolation. It wasn't that, all right? This was the kind of isolation that it gets forced onto you right after your life has already been uprooted. So, and it didn't last for a season. It
Tells
lasted
me
for
he's
years.
financially in a
Like over a
situation
decade.
where he's forced into the isolation because the money's good. and he can't get out because he doesn't have a way to make as much money in like a social setting or a more social setting.
And that changes a person. It doesn't just change your geographic location. It doesn't change where you live or who you talk to or what your day-to-day looks like. It changes how your brain works. It changes what you notice, how you read people, how you handle pressure, how
away from people,
how much
and
you
it's
can
changed how you read people. If anything, it would make you worse at reading people because you don't have the experience around people to see how they react to things, how to pick up on the little cues, on the little body, like body language and things like that.
Right? How hard it becomes to relate to people who have no clue at all what you've been through, right? And I can't go back to the way that I used to see the world, and quite frankly, I don't want to. I don't want to. I paid dearly for who I am today. I like who I am today. But people, they do talk about isolation like it's a lifestyle choice. And
if you're lucky
in
enough
another
to have that
context,
option.
it is. It's usually framed as, some guy in a cabin finding peace with his dog. Well, all right, well, that's not what I'm talking about.
Nobody wants that.
This isolation is you wake up and you're alone and the silence is the loudest thing in the room. There's nobody to call, nobody who's been where you've been. Nobody.
8 billion people and no one's in that situation?
And you start realizing that the people around you, they're not bad people. They can't relate to anything that you've gone through. They haven't sat in the kind of silence and pain that you're sitting in. They haven't had to rebuild who they are from nothing.
No, he's wrong.
They haven't been stripped the way
they just don't bring it up and talk about it all the time. People go through shit all the time, but it's not like the first thing they bring up when they talk to someone. They keep that stuff guarded and close to themselves.
And just you try to have normal conversations with people, and they're talking about their weekend or some drama at their work, and all you can think of is that's what you care about, that's what you worry about. What? I can't relate to that. I don't really care, and just like they don't really care about what I've been through, right? It's just we're in two completely different worlds, and there's no way to bridge that gap. All I can think of is the last time I was with my son, the last time I held my son, and how much I miss him. And they don't even have kids, so they can't even relate to that. They can't even relate on that level.
Yeah, so 4.5 minutes in, and this guy's already given off some crazy vibes of, you can tell he's been through some rough shit, but he's come out the other side of it, like, despising people, rather than being more empathetic that, hey, other people have gone through this shit too. It's almost like he's jealous of them. It's like, oh, you have to go through the horrible things like I do so you can understand me. It's like, why? Man, you seem jealous or more bitter that you've gone through something hard and they haven't. Or either they've gone through something hard and they're not bringing it up every 5 minutes.
Just everything, the isolation, the separation from my son, the years and years of fighting.
Yeah, so he went through a divorce
dad,
probably,
right?
Destroyed his life, moved somewhere for money, and
I don't know.
I've got a feeling his whole social life was based around his partner as well. Because then when you break up with your partner, boom, that's it, social life's gone too. Then you're really screwed. Then you're really on your own. Now, I see this happen all the time. Guys will get a girlfriend, drop off the radar. They have nothing to do with their old friend group. It's like, dude, you should still keep in touch with people. They were there before. You might need them afterwards.
Piece is what it does is it removes the part of you that still wanted to believe people were better than they actually are, which is a good thing. And I'll dive into that. But once you see that clearly, you can't unsee it, and it woke me up. It woke me up. It kicked me out of being completely naive, because before there was some part of me that still believed that life had a basic fairness built into it, right? That, yeah, I understood that people could deceive you, but I didn't understand how comfortably they could do
naivety
it.
right there. He's expecting that people are gonna just be nice to him for no reason. Like, yeah, people will give you like a base level of politeness or whatever, but genuine kindness and niceness, that's something you gotta build up on. People aren't just gonna be nice straight off the bat. I'd be really interested to know what this guy did like 5 years before. What led up to that whole like big turning point of his.
And yeah, of course the truth, it can be ignored, it can be swept under the rug, but I didn't have any concept as to how how often people could bury it on purpose.
It becomes routine, man.
And I had a little bit of understanding about, how that doing the right thing, yeah, it could cost you, but I didn't know how much of a target it can make you. And then I watched people.
That's another thing. He says the
just
right
lie
thing
without hesitation.
That varies
right?
person to person. What he considers the right thing, the morally right thing, could be entirely different to someone else's perspective on the world. And it seems like he's not able to emphasize with those other people and figure out, oh, hey, they've got their own self-interests at heart. But yeah, my morality is so much more important. I'm going to ruin whatever you've got going on because it's the right thing to do. Oh no, why do these people hate me all of a sudden?
Hide the truth, protect the wrong behavior, and punish the person telling the truth. And it was at that moment that I came to the realization that, wow, I wasn't even living in reality. So I stopped confusing these appearances for reality, with reality. And this is what over 10 years of forced isolation actually gave me, okay?
He hasn't explained what he means by forced isolation yet either. Like, we have no idea what his idea of forced isolation is. Like, were you still around people? Were you just socially isolated from everyone for 10 years? Doing your 9 till 5, come home, nothing beyond that, just grinding like Netflix and games and then back to work on the Monday. Who knows?
A lot was taken from me that I can never get back. And it's more than most people can even comprehend, right? But something happened in the midst of that isolation that I don't think could have happened any other way.
When there's a kid to take places.
And there were 4 things.
Right, he said early on that he came back
so the
from
first thing that happened,
I don't know, like Vancouver or Toronto, some Canadian city, to Michigan to be with his son. So I think the pre-story to this is that he was in a relationship with a girl, got her pregnant, and then divorced, or they split up, and he went off to work and earn money, and she was down in Michigan, probably like with her parents, or maybe working on her own, who knows. He got the ultra scan of the kid, and then there was just silence for like, I don't know, X number of years. And then he decided to come down and be, shift his life back down to be part of his kid's life. So, there's a lot of backstory that we just don't know what's going on. But what I'm hearing, with fresh ears and not knowing who this guy is, he is painting himself as like the biggest victim in the world.
Danny said, my isolation literally struggled to get down the stairs for years. I do call that forced, but this doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, this is very different. This guy seems to, I'm sure he's gone through a rough time. Like, a breakup's always rough. It's never going to be easy. But he's acting like everything happened to him, like he had no agency in the situation at all. So, I mean, I don't know enough of his history. This is the first video of his I've ever seen, so I can't make like an accurate call on this.
happened to me was that I learned how to see through people. When you spend over 10 years in forced isolation, your brain, it starts working differently, okay? You're not just paying attention. You start processing people with a level of detail that you didn't have before, right? So I became way more analytical. I started noticing patterns a lot quicker. I became better at connecting just one small behavior to another. I stopped treating every incident like it was separate.
This sounds really
and I
unhealthy.
started seeing the larger pattern underneath it, and that's how I learned to see through people. I started noticing.
I think it's more a
someone's
case of he got
words.
he got
they may have
betrayed
seemed
either at
benign.
work or in a personal relationship, and now he's taken like that destruction of innocence and trust that he had in people. He's applying it to everyone he's seeing. So it's like, oh, what's the Uber driver up to? Is he trying to scam me? Is that cashier? Did she count my money right? Like, was that a fake smile? Did she mean it? Was it genuine? It's the kind of the vibe I'm getting from him.
But their timing was suspicious. And I noticed when they avoided
Everyone
certain
does that,
details
man.
that would make them look bad, right? When they suddenly became confused after a direct question, because confusion, it gave them a way out, right? Or they acted offended because being offended, it helped them avoid answering a question, right? Or answering for what they did. And then over time, I started paying just closer attention to the things that most people, I guess, would explain away or overlook. Just be like, nah. Whatever that may be, it could be
My thoughts
something
was that,
little, like a delayed response.
Some
it
dude
could be
who's like
selective.
cut themselves off from a lot of society for a long period of time, and like is reflecting on how that has changed. And that's sort of, I mean, that's what the title sort of alludes you to what this video is going to be about. This is totally different. This is a dude just getting shit off his chest and ranting.
Memory, some type of convenient omission, you name it, right? It could be an apology that they gave that
This is
doesn't
all office
actually
politics.
state
This
what
is
they
office
did
politics
and
101.
how
This
they
shit happens
wronged you.
all the time.
And you just, with people, you see that there is a calm version of them in public, but the private version of them is completely it's completely different, right? They're only cooperative when someone else is watching, and so those things they aren't random. Once you've seen them enough
It's a
times,
per person situation.
They become tells. They become patterns, right? And then second, I learned how not to be manipulated. Okay, yeah, because when you've already had your life turned upside down by manipulation, you eventually stop falling for the same tricks. You start recognizing it while it's happening. Right? Someone tries to make you feel guilty, but instead of immediately defending yourself, like that's what I would do, I would immediately go into defense mode. You should ask, why are they trying to make me feel bad right now? Right? You start asking yourself questions like that. Okay? Or maybe someone brings up your tone and you realize that they're doing it because they don't want to answer for what they did, right? They're trying to, it's a type of deflection, right? Or maybe they act hurt and you notice that it happened right after you asked a direct question that they just don't want to answer, right? There are all these different ways that people deflect from having to say the truth and be exposed, right? Or they give you like a long explanation. Long explanations are usually a tell. And you can maybe identify things that
This is all stuff you learn in your early
those
20s.
parts that they skipped.
Just from being around people, you see how they act. You see how they escape accountability for their actions. How they talk to people. How they like spin a story, all that sort of crap. You see it at the workplace. You see it everywhere. I don't see how isolating yourself like heightens your ability to detect this. Like, yeah, he's conflating this thing that he went through with isolation. It's a totally different thing. There's a very clickbaity video. It's a rant that is dressed up as a topic.
It could be a number of things, right? They could say, "Oh, I don't remember that," and then you start asking yourself, whether they actually forgot or whether remembering would make them responsible, right? Or they would be founded out. So that's just that's how it changed me, right? Because before I would get pulled in to the back and forth, into the emotion of it. I would explain myself and I would try to prove that I was that I was not being treated fairly or trying to make them understand my intentions and my side of the story, right? But now I slow down and I look at what they're doing. Like, are they answering the question, or are they making me feel guilty for asking it? Are they explaining what happened, or are they trying to make me responsible for their reaction? Okay, right? Are they apologizing for the thing that they did, or are they apologizing in a way that avoids
feels like a
admitting
really
what they did?
personal thing to have.
Right?
This is the sort of stuff that you pick up on in a toxic relationship. You don't get this sort of stuff from just casual interactions with most people. Even in a workplace, like everyone's got that common goal that they're sort of aligned with. They're doing their job, making sure they're not getting fired, getting the stuff done. But to go into this sort of analysis of, like, say, work colleagues and stuff like that, this dude would be a nightmare to work with. He would be second-guessing every action that someone does. Or someone could actually have, like, a genuine, make a mistake, something careless. And then he's like, oh, are they being honest, or are they trying to undermine me, or did they do it on purpose? He's looking into things that could, like, rather than, like, toning a situation down, he's, like, escalating it. Like, he has zero trust in other people.
Are they telling the truth, or are they giving me the version that protects their image? Because if you're dealing with a manipulative person, it's the latter. They're giving you some version that protects their image. And I'm just giving some very basic examples, because after you've lived through the advanced version of it, those smaller tactics are just easier to catch, right? The guilt trips, the whatever emotional pressure, they're using emotionally charged language, so maybe some type of subtle threats or fake confusion, like I mentioned earlier. You name it, man. You end up registering that as strategies and tactics, right? And they don't have the psychological effect that they're supposed to have anymore. Because once you see it, then they lose their power over you.
Danny said, it does sound more like someone
and
has
so
been
you
in
don't
an abusive
you don't
relationship,
have
and
to
honestly,
yell
like,
or
maybe
prove
some mental
anything or
health
convince
struggles.
them. You're
Yeah,
no longer
that's what I'm getting from it.
You stop doing
Feels
that.
like he was very sheltered from people
because
growing
you
up.
realize
They never
that
learned
that's
this
what
stuff
they
when you're
want.
meant to.
That's what they're looking for. Is they're looking for your
And then
reaction.
just got taken for a ride.
Right? And try to weasel their way out. But yeah, and then third, I learned how to understand Machiavellianism, right? The more advanced
just social
version of
manipulation.
what I was just talking about. And a lot of that started from having a lot of time alone and then reading The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. So that book I recommend that book. That gave me language for things that I had already been feeling and dealing with, but just couldn't fully put into words and explain. And so it helped me understand how they use timing and image and silence, how they use selective honesty, and just other people's perceptions as tools, right?
Machiavellian,
but of course the
Machiavellianism, that was for, like, princes and people of power, and generally in a large social setting, not like a private one-on-one setting. It was like how you react to, like a pressure situation in front of a crowd. It's how do you handle that? What do you do? It's very irrelevant in today's day and age. Because a lot of interactions are like one-on-one. You're very rarely confronted in front of a lot of people. Very rarely is there like an attack on you socially. So it's not really that relevant these days. So I don't know why he's putting so much power into the ideas that he got out of that. Like the book was written in like 1500s, 1600s. It was like for the Italian prince. I don't even know if he was a prince. It was some Italian dude that was pretty high up.
it's a really good framework, but it was only a framework. So life itself gave me the examples. And so I learned what Machiavellianism really looked like by dealing with people who didn't have empathy for what they were doing to me, right? They weren't people who felt bad once they saw the damage they caused. Quite the contrary, right? Got them off. They showed no remorse for the damage that they caused. No remorse. And even if they were caught, they would double down, right? And that's what taught me the most, right? When I started seeing through the tactics, they didn't become honest, but they became more committed to the tactics, right? I could see that there was no in the beginning I would try to think, oh, maybe there's just a misunderstanding, but no, there was no misunderstanding on their part. There was just a need for control. That was it. Some people are not trying to reach for the truth. They're trying to maintain control of a situation, right? They need control of a narrative, right? They need control of a narrative, how they're perceived by others, how you're perceived by others, based on the narrative that they have about you, and also how you respond to them. Like I said, they're looking for a reaction from you. And once you don't give them that, they get really angry. Once you understand this, a lot of the behaviors they start making sense, right? Because a normal person feels guilt when they know that they've crossed a line. They have this internal break, this internal resistance that it kicks in when they hurt someone who didn't deserve it. When they can check themselves. But some people don't have that. That's what I came to find out, is that some people don't have that. They know exactly what they're doing, and they keep doing, or they keep going. They keep doing it. They keep going because only control matters, right? It matters more than having a conscience. So, and that reality changed me a lot. I stopped assuming that everyone had that internal resistance, that internal break.
No, you're better off assuming the worst of people than assuming that everyone's like yourself.
I realized that some people, they do not possess empathy or remorse. All they do is they protect their image, they protect their narrative, and then they attack your credibility at all costs, right? Anything to stay in control. That is Machiavellianism in real life. That's the advanced version. And once I understood that, I couldn't go back to being naive about what people are truly capable of. All people. What all people are truly capable of. Okay? And then the fourth thing was, and this is the one that I believe that matters the most, is I learned who I actually am, right? Because when you're alone for that long, you can't keep distracting yourself from yourself. I did that for years, and there's no normal life to hide inside.
This doesn't make sense.
You're not going out with people, you're not sitting around
for 10 years. But all these people are against me that I'm surrounding myself with. You weren't in isolation, man. You were around other people. You were in a social situation. I'd really like to know what he means by isolation. Does he just mean like without a partner, like living on your own?
Table with friends every weekend, right? You don't have those distractions. You're also not living that regular family dynamic, that rhythm where the house is full with people and the week is planned out.
Build your own social life.
Life, it stops giving you those distractions, right? The ones that help you pretend that everything's okay. Those are gone, right? It's quiet, and that silence is all the stuff. It's just in that silence is all the stuff that you avoided, and it all starts coming up all at once, right? Memories, right? Memories you thought you had already dealt with that you forgot. They start coming back, and you think about what you missed out on.
This guy is using
what was taken from
silence and just time to himself to reflect on the past, and he's doing the worst possible thing where you're like, oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? And he's just running over and over and over, and you need something to break that. You need to get away. You need to get out of your own head and do something else, because that's not healthy at all. You know, like the past has happened, it's done, it's over. You got to push on and move on.
What you should have seen sooner but didn't, right? What you tolerated but shouldn't have. And then what you wish you could go back and do differently. You think about all those things, right? And that part of the process is not peaceful at all. It's quite the contrary. I mean, people talk about being alone like it's some calm, beautiful thing all the time, right? Like you're just reading books and drinking coffee, you know, smoking a pipe and finding yourself. And yeah, that eventually happens, but not right away. Okay, that was not my initial experience. That's not realistic. My experience, it was just sitting there with my thoughts and realizing that there was nowhere left to run. I had to deal with them, right? After enough time, right? You realize you have to deal with them. You can either keep lying to yourself or you could get honest with yourself. And then I decided the latter, of course.
So it tells me he's been avoiding this up until that point.
To finally get honest with myself. And because there was no way around it. I couldn't kick the can down the road. But yeah, that kind of isolation, it forces you to find out what is really in you. You find your thresholds, like how much you can take, what you actually believe, whether you really need everyone to understand you, right? I finally learned that I didn't, right?
No,
just being misunderstood is just
you got to learn how to communicate better so that those misunderstandings don't occur. It means you got to cover up all angles when you explain something to someone. Be very clear and direct with instructions, expectations. That's a you problem, not a them problem.
About it sucked, but it didn't make me forget the truth. I mean, just losing more than I ever thought I could lose. It didn't turn me into the person they tried to make me become. And that's where Carl Jung's concept of individuation comes into play and started to make sense for me, right? Because it's the process of becoming whole by facing the parts of yourself that you'd rather avoid, right? The anger, the bitterness, the dark thoughts, the shame, the parts of you that just they don't fit in that polished version of yourself that you want other people to see, right? To be accepted and approved. And isolation, it forced me into that, right? I had to look at the parts of myself that I didn't like.
You can tell he's really uncomfortable.
And stop pretending that they weren't there.
Very fidgety,
right? My
keeps
anger
touching
and my
his
grief
face.
had to study them and understand them instead of just having them being left unchecked and allowed to control me. So yes, the old version of me was gone. So I had to decide what kind of man I was going to be after that. That changed me more than anything. I mean, once you've sat with yourself that long, with those thoughts and all that stuff going on, that storm, you stop needing to perform and pretend that you're fine. You just embrace it, right? And explaining every scar that you've gotten to every person that crosses your path, it becomes pointless because you realize that most of them don't actually care.
Why would they care about some random dude's problems?
They're focused
People
on
got
themselves.
enough shit going on in their own lives to have someone come along and unload their baggage on them. That's not a good way to make friends. It's not a good way to socialize with people. You got to keep that shit to yourself.
Just like you're focused on yourself. So that's what isolation gave me. It just gave me a real reality check. It gave me a version of myself that I had never met before.
He's gone through something rough. He didn't go through it well. I don't know what he went through, but
he's honest. He's an honest, stronger version, right? A version that with a sharper intellect and a thicker skin.
I don't know, like the way he's tackling it, I don't think it's made him a healthier, better person. I think it's made him probably actually want to isolate from people even more. Like he doesn't want to be around people. He's more untrusting of people. He's he's coming into interactions with people with a bias that's already there, that everyone's out to take advantage of him. No one cares about you. Blah, blah, blah. But people, you need to give people a reason to care about you.
Ozzy
Otherwise,
Danny said,
why
and
would
I
they?
have been very isolated since December 2021. It is a mental strain, but I don't think this is just only that.
No, this is a whole different thing. Because he said he's still around people. He's still interacting with people at work, throughout the day, all that sort of stuff. I think it's just what he's talking about is the complete lack of a social life. Because he hasn't mentioned like hanging out with people, doing anything with any friends, any sort of activities. So I don't know what he does in his downtime, but it seems like his downtime is all self-reflection. Like when there's nothing to distract him from what's happened, he's dwelling on the past and he's just running it over and over in his head. And that's destructive. You can't do that. That's just not a healthy way to be.
And more resolve, right? A much better understanding of what I can actually survive. But yeah, I mean, there are parts of it I would never wish to experience
why
again.
would someone record this and put this on the internet? Like, do you think your sage connect? Started. Does it stay on? I can see it. That's weird. The camera just stopped. I don't know why. It's still got a lot of battery. Like both of them. Right, so phone 75%, camera battery is like half. Yeah, I have no idea why that just stopped. That's weird. But they should be back now. We're on the right scene. Yeah, everything should be working now. I don't know what happened there. That's odd. I'll check the VOD, see why it just stopped. Maybe the app crashed. No, the app was running. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll worry about that in the future. Sweet. Go to here.
But yeah, I like who I am now. And I would say not being able to connect with most people isn't something
it's a massive disadvantage.
I see as a flaw or a disadvantage. Look around. I mean, most people are not worth connecting with.
This dude's writing everyone off before he even meets them. He's just He's guarding himself. He's got a big bubble shield up, and he just wants nothing to do with anyone because he got hurt that one time.
WV.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I checked it. The battery on the phone's at 75%. That's pretty good. I've been going for an hour and a half, and it's used like 25%, so that's not bad. And the camera is still at half a battery, so I don't know why it just stopped. It's not like an overheating thing either. This is 1080p. It doesn't use a lot of battery doing that. It doesn't get hot or anything.
Nothing in common, nothing to connect on. I mean, most of them, they just move through life
No, they
on
don't.
autopilot and they just repeat
you were
whatever they're
shooting
told. They're just a bunch of NPCs. They're still out there performing and chasing approval.
Everyone's an
But yeah,
NPC
they're purely
but
performative,
me.
right?
Not
Not to mention that a lot of them avoid hard truths. Get me the hell away from those people. I mean, after everything I've been through, I don't have time or patience for that. I don't. Isolation made me more selective with the people that I allow into my life. And I will not tolerate shallow conversations and those fake rituals, those
so
fake
much better than
social
all other
rituals.
people.
I'm above that. I am.
No, you're not, man.
I am above that. So in closing, if you resonate with my experience and what I just talked about here,
Damn, this guy's got problems.
I want to hear it. I want to hear what your experience has been like. Let me know
It's a
down below in
horrible
the
way to live
comments.
your life.
And,
Like, you will never
yeah.
be happy living a life
Catch you guys on the next one.
Damn, I actually just feel sorry for the guy. Like, after that rant. It's not self-inflicted. Like, yeah, you went through some bad shit, but the way that he's handling it afterwards, that's not good.
That, like I said, needs a side.
Yeah, he needs help. He's using YouTube as therapy. That's not going to work out well, man. Like, YouTube comments is freaking vicious. They'll just tear you apart. Let me check if I got any more videos. I think that was the last one. I've got other stuff I've got on here, which I'll bring up right now. Uno momento. Actually, I'm going to grab more water, and I might swap out that battery. Yeah, I think I will. So, bear with me. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. This doesn't take long. We'll see. Okay, that's me. Why? Oh, I'm on the wrong scene. My bad. There we go. This should bring the computer one back in a second. It does weird things when I change scenes. Like, sometimes I have to start and stop again. Like right now, it seems like the laptop's not coming back. But if I stop and then start. It'll be back in just a second. I got my water and I got my battery. Alright, cool. Man, that was a depressing ass video. Watching some dude rant about how bad his life is and the misery of the past, which he doesn't explain at all. We're just going to push on from that. And I've got something cool to show you guys. It was an idea that I got from Luke today while he was streaming. At the end of his stream, he said, "Oh, hey guys, like feel free to jump into Discord and show you photos from Japan and stuff." So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But before that, I'll show you some of my other bikes that I had. So this is a pretty sick bike.
Danny said, "I'm assuming the mother of the baby, there was an issue there."
I mean, they broke up, obviously, and he moved away from her. And then, like, I guess a few years later, he's decided, oh, hey, I should be a part of my son's life. Seems like he's made a couple very immature decisions, but also it doesn't sound like he was in a healthy relationship at all. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I don't care, I don't have time for people on the internet to just bitch about their shit. So, this bike, is it ready to go full screen? Look how much of a boomer I am, I don't even know how to full screen this thing. That's slideshow, this should be full screen, right? Actual size? No. Damn it, how do I full screen this thing? There's a way to make it full screen, I'm just too stupid to figure it out. I guess we might just have to make do with this. Maybe it's the zoom one? Nope, that's just that. Was that a slideshow? No, don't want that. Oh well, this'll do. So this was a bike that my friend bought years ago. And it's called a free ride. The style of bike is it's a free ride bike. So it's got a very short wheelbase front to rear, which makes it like whip around really quickly and easily. And I ended up selling this to some dude who used to have one and wanted one again. But before I did that, I took all the good stuff off of it. So these brakes, like they're on my bike right now. And yeah, these ones on the back, I took them. And then, I'll drag this around. I took the handlebars, I took that stem, I took all sorts of good stuff off of it. And I put all the crap from my bike on this one and then sold it. And this is just the old place where we used to live. It's like the shed where we kept stuff. So yeah, I ended up selling that and I even made money on that bike. So all in all, that was like a pretty good deal. And then this is my current bike, but that's what it looks like straight from the factory, straight out of the shop. And this is the day that I got it, actually. So I took it to my parents' place and showed them. But yeah, it's very different. It's got the tiny little brakes on it. It's got crappy shocks with like, I think they're like 100, no, they're like 60 mil of travel. There's not much travel, no, I think it's 75 mil of travel. There's not much travel at all. And then yeah, look at the crappy pedals, the tiny little brakes, the seat, which I've actually got on the one back there now. That's the original seat. There was no dropper post, it had the quick release. And then yeah, just like the normal handlebars, they're like the bendy ones, they're not very good. The grips aren't very good. The stem, all that's not very good. So I've made a lot of changes to it. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, there's the other one, after I swapped everything on it and sold it. And I made a mistake, these are Manitou forks, and Manitou forks have this little bridge bit, it goes on the back. I didn't know that, someone told me. But yeah, you can see up the top here, here's the, there's the stem. Yeah, which way are we going? We're going like that. Yeah, there's the stem from my Trek, there's the handlebars from the Trek. What seat's on this? I'll put the original seat on it because it sucks. I've got the good one on my other bike. Yeah, there's the original crappy pedals. And yeah, the smaller brakes. So I basically just harvested it for parts and chucked it on my other one, the good one. But we've got photos from 2014 and 2016, so we'll do the 2014 ones first. And are they in order? Yeah, they are, because we did this first. So this is like all taken on my Samsung Galaxy S2, which was at the end of its life. It was chewing through battery real fast. And these are all from Suzuka, the Grand Prix was on. That's why we went. So spent a good day there. That's a McLaren. It's probably like one of the ones Ayrton Senna drove in. I had like a really good exhibit there of all these really like pretty historic race cars. I think it's like the MP4 12. Yeah, McLaren MP4, I think it is. Like this is the car that they were driving in the early 90s. And that's like Honda's first F1 car. And that is, I think that's a Williams. Oh no, it's a Honda. Honda as well. Oh no, it says it, yeah, Williams Honda. 86, that's like a Nigel Mansell era car. They look so different today though. That's like the more modern one, that's like the Jensen Button car that he drove for Honda for like a season. Very different. It's got the groove tyres, so there's not as much surface area. They don't have as much grip. What's this? This is just food somewhere. I think these ones snuck in. I think these are actually from Australia. Oh, no, that looks like Mossberg or something. Yeah. There's me, Tokyo Tower. Our hotel was just off to the right. That petrol station there, that's where Pete did his dance before the end of the cyclothon. So that was a long time ago. I was 28 there. Oh, and here's all the booze. Look how cheap this is. This is crazy, the prices. Look at this. Full bottle of Wild Turkey. 2,300 yen. That's like, no, look at this. Canadian Club. 700ml Canadian Club. 1,300 yen.
Look young there.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I was 28. But look at these prices. 22 bucks for a full bottle of Jack Daniels. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. Bacardi, 1,500 yen. Vodka. It's not even 12 bucks. It's like $10 for a full bottle of vodka. But the Australian mind cannot comprehend these prices. This is insane. What do we got up here? Bombay Sapphire, 20 bucks. This is just wild. Black Label, 36. Because it was basically a one-to-one parody back then. Look, Red Label, 1,600 yen. God damn, this was so cheap. Suntory, dirt cheap because it's a local one. If we had these prices here, everybody would just be wasted all the time. It's insane how cheap their alcohol is. I couldn't believe it. Oh yeah, this was kind of like a special car back then. Like a Toyota Century. I didn't realize how common they were. They're everywhere over there. But it's like the most expensive baller Toyota that they make. The Emperor drives, or gets driven around in one of those. This was in Ginza. So I'm walking around looking like a total slob. That's a Toyota Mark X, kind of a cool car. Closer view of it. That's the successor to the Toyota Chaser and the Mark II. And it's got Shinagawa plates on it, so it's from a pretty expensive area. It was like a brand new car back then. They're not so new anymore, not so special. But at the time, they looked really cool. Yeah, another, what's this? This looks like a, yeah, it's a Cedric, Nissan Cedric. Absolutely slammed. Must be on like, I don't know if he's on like hydraulics or airbags, or if that's just how he drives it. And you can tell he's got like the TV in the back, because he's got the big antenna on the back there. Don't see those around anymore, they're kind of a rare car. Yeah, there was two of them. That was the black one, there's the other one. This is outside, I believe, like a Super Autobacks on Odaiba somewhere. I might slow this down. It's me! And that's Pellet Town, and none of this is here anymore. This is in Odaiba. This is opposite where, sort of near where the Gundam is and all that. They've torn all this down. It's all gone now, which is a real shame. A little bit darker. Oh, and this is not the Toyota. This is Toyota Mega Web, where they have like a ton of different cars. And you can go into the cars and check them out. This is all gone now as well. This was such a cool thing to have. It was such a really good tourist thing, and they got rid of it. They tore it all down. It's like a GT 500 car. Oh, what's that? There's like some anime chick on the side. I need a mouse for this.
Usuplay said, oi, M8.
There you go. Super GT, Yoru, Super GT 220.
Usuplay said, what year on a boat?
Yeah, man. I was in driver's there. This is all from my trip in Japan in 2014. And I'll go back a little bit. This is Pellet Town. This is gone. They've torn it all down. This was in Odaiba. And there was heaps of stuff to do there. You go to the Toyota Mega Web like thing, which I'm just about to show you. They had the Toyota Historics Museum with like all sorts of old cars and stuff there where they restore them. And you could buy die-cast models and all sorts of cool stuff. They had a thing where you could go as a passenger in like 2000 GT, DeLorean, like 300 SL, all these old cars. And it's not there anymore. They got rid of it, unfortunately. I don't know, that doesn't look like an F1 car, that's something
Play
else.
said, what a shame.
Yeah, but I got to go, so I'm happy. Formula Nippon, okay. Different formula. 3.4 litre. Ooh, what's going on here? That's the engine. RV8K.
Said, you know what was pretty good for the world?
600 horsepower. What was good for the world? Alright, what track is this? Can you tell me?
Play said, that time the vet museum crashed into a sinkhole.
The Vet Museum? Never heard of that. No, I don't think this is a real track. I think it's just a made up thing. It's like Tommy car. There's my car! It's the sprinkler. It's even 11, it's the one that I have. But this is a much cooler one. Is this the... Yeah, it's the early model one, so it's the correct one. This was relatively new at the time. These came out, what, 2012? So it was only 2 years old. It was like the TRD version, which we didn't get in Australia. That's the really cool one. There's a better view of it. And in the back is all the TRD parts you can buy for it as options in Japan, which you can't get down here either. But you can just buy it from the factory with a brake upgrade kit.
Yeah, a Corvette museum here fell into a sinkhole a few years back.
Damn.
To rebuild it, OVV.
Yeah, they didn't build it in a good location. That's an LC... No, not LC. That's an LFA GT car. These are cool. This is a super rare car. Very early incarnation of Gazoo Racing, GR. So this is from 2014. This is probably the first Gazoo Racing vehicle. Wouldn't surprise me. I still don't like the name Gazoo Racing. Sounds very goofy. Yeah, there it is. There's the GT... No, GTX6 and the LFA. That would be a fun ride. That would be insane. And that's the inside of it, which you can't see very well. And yeah, if you have a polarizing filter, you can just see straight in. You don't get all these reflections, and that's why they're valuable. Obviously, I don't have it. I have a phone with the flash on, like the complete noob that I am. That's an FJ Cruiser. They're cool. Still being sold brand new back then. Very cool car. My brother-in-law had one of them. There's the Century in all its majestic glory. Okay, so this is the Toyota this is the Hystrix Museum, where they have a whole bunch of classic...
FJ's a Nito.
Yeah, they are. They're sick, man. And I like the way that they have like the 3 thing going through it. They get 3 wiper blades, you get 3 things all over the place.
6 SPD manual inner SUV.
Yeah. So yeah, they had a GTR. Look, there's a Cosmo, there's a Z, Fairlady Z. And this was so cool because you could get up close to the cars and they're nice and clean and restored. Got like the plaque down the front, tell you about them. And then they got rid of this. But there's some old 1960, like I don't know what that is, like a Toyo Pet Ute or something. So cool. There's the Cosmo. They're the 3 granddaddy sports cars from Japan. 2000 GT, can't forget that. Very cool car. Basically the first, it's not a Supra, but the Supra is definitely based on this. With an engine built by Yamaha. That's an S600. I believe it had like a motorbike type engine in it. Maybe not. I think it had another Yamaha engine in it though. These are cool. 1965, like a very early Toyota sports car. Yeah, they had all these little die-cast figures. Look at that, that's a, is it AZ1 or is that a Beat? No, that's a, yeah, that's an AZ1 I believe, up the top here. And then we've got RX-3 wagon. I grew up in one of these, but we had the 808 version of it. That is a Mazda, that is a concept car. It's a 6-rotor concept car that Mazda made, I believe. Oh no, maybe it's the, it could be the 12A. It's a concept car, but I don't know what engine's in it. It might just have like a 12A in it, like a 2-rotor. It's RX-5, they call it a Luce, another Cosmo. SA22C, RX-7 in the classic original colour. There's another one over there. It was so cool. They had all these little like, and this is all Mazda stuff. So yeah, the early Mazda vehicles down here after the war.
Speaking of rotary.
Right. Hey, look, it's my car. This one has less rust. This is exactly like how mine looks when it's all nice and good. But mine doesn't look like that. And I got down on the floor and I'm looking, and this has rust. They haven't fixed it yet. It's right down here. If you get down there, you can see the rust. This one's got the older style tail lights on it. Mine's got the different ones. I got the ones from the Trueno Online. And this one hasn't got a sunroof. I've got the sunroof.
Beautyplay said, Drew saw a down video. They're injecting fuel directly into the turbo inlet.
An inlet? Why not just put it through the manifold? I don't understand. They'll have a reason for it. I don't understand it. Mine hasn't got these little lights here. That'd be cool if I had those. I could just drill them, but like I don't think the number plate would fit, so I'm not allowed to have them.
Beautyplay said, no intercooler.
This is a pretty cool engine. I believe it's like a highly modified 3S. Yeah, this is from the GT 500 cars. They put a 3S in it instead of the 2J. Like the Castrol Supras and all that. And this is from the Metropolitan building, the government building in Shinjuku, where every single tourist goes. So I've got a few shots here. This is just a panorama one that I did with my phone and it stitched it together. You actually do get a pretty good view up there, but they kind of rush you. The windows aren't the clearest, and you're not allowed to bring a tripod. That is the hotel from Lost in Translation. You can see the little driveway bit down there. So Bill Murray was there. And Luke's been in there too. He's got photos of him in there. That's looking out another way. There it is. That's a better look at the building. With like the really cool swimming pool at the top. So if you ever watch Lost in Translation, yeah, that's the hotel. Very expensive. I can't remember. It's like the Grand Hyatt or something, or one of those. Can't really see anything of note down here. If I stopped and zoomed in more, I could probably see more things, but yeah, whatever. Same spot. More of the building. Yeah, I mean, it's all just the same stuff, isn't it? You look out and it's just more Tokyo. What blew my mind is, like, you look to the horizon, every single building you see, they're all like 2-3 stories. It's just how densely built this city is. It's crazy. Some nice park down there. This is all, like, this part of Tokyo where the government building is, it's where all the bureaucratic crap is. So it's actually kind of boring for tourists. There's really not a lot going on there. Like, go if you've got, like, a day to kill, but there's other things that are better to do than to, yeah, spend your time around here. Whoops, went a bit too fast. I think I've got, like, double up of some of these. I don't know, what's the, yeah, I'll check the file names later. Maybe I was just snap happy. Ah, this is my favorite building in all of Tokyo. I just love how it's got this like aerospike style design down here. It just looks so cool. They don't have anything else quite like it. I don't know if that's actually part of the building or if it's just like a facade. But by the looks of it, it looks like those windows go right to the edge. So it is just part of the building. There's from the base, looking up. It's a pretty tall building. It was stupid expensive when they built it. They spent a crazy amount of money building that thing. There's me! And that's my friend. We went to Tokyo together for the Grand Prix and like a bunch of car stuff. And this is Shibuya! And that is the hotel that me and my other friend snuck into in 2016 to go to the top. But I'll show you that one if we ever get up to those videos. So this is 2014, right out the front of Hachiko. It's very different back then.
Beautyplay said, where Keiho is from.
There's very few, there's got to be a way to make this bigger, hang on. There's very few, like, tourists back then. Print, no, file. God, how do you make this bigger? Look at that. This is what I hate, man. This is Windows 10, and there's no option for, like, full screen. It's just slideshow, or whatever the hell that is. Actual size. Yeah, it does this. That's useless to me. Oh well, this will have to do. Yeah, there you go, Shibuya again. The famous Starbucks on the other side.
Said F11.
F11, that's usually for browsers. Ah, there you go. I hope that's not slideshow. It should just, yeah, no, see, slideshow, I don't want slideshow. And I can't get out of it. But yeah, this is the busiest intersection in the world. But look, there's like hardly any
User
tourists.
said, lame.
Yeah, hardly any tourists back then. So it's so different. Oh, these were cool. These are some wheels that I found at like an Autobox or like a what do they call it? Up Garage, one of those places. The little bear wheels, they're cool. I did this because there's Sora right there. There's a Z, I think that's like a Z11 Sora. That's like the first Toyota Sora. It might be a Z20, but they're a rare car now. You won't see many of them around. Some drink prices. Like the prices haven't changed that much. This stuff probably like 180 yen now. Oh, this was there was an eclipse going on. There was like a partial eclipse. You could barely see it. But I remember because I got sick. So while the eclipse was going on, I was on a toilet using the music noise to cover up what was happening. Because I had Freshness Burger and I don't think it was that fresh. So yeah, note to self, avoid Freshness Burger. I believe I took this from Roppongi, like some big tower in Roppongi Hills. It's the tower where Google have their head offices at. This was cool. There's Tokyo Tower right there. You can probably see the hotel I stayed at somewhere down there. It's too dark though. That's a better shot. Very dark. Yeah, that's the building. They had like some museum thing in there, or like an art exhibit that we went to. It was pretty cool. Bit of an experience. I can't really see what's going on here. It was like a G-Wagon and yeah, some weird Citroen thing. Oh, this is the car park underneath the hotel that we stayed at. And the selection of cars in here was kind of insane. So you've got a fully decked out black Ferrari there. Another one. It was a 355 with like white rims, like Ideal Coke. In the background there's like some Bentley Continental just chilling. Yeah, that's a, what are they, Aventador. Murdered out, black satin. He's got the sneaky plates on the front, so the speed cameras can't get him.
Beautyplace said, Ferrari.
Another Lambo.
Catch fire sitting in the garage.
Yeah, dude, under this hotel was just crazy. They had so many cool cars. There you go, Maserati, just chilling there. I think that is like a Cedric or a President. I can't tell you exactly what that is. Somebody would be able to tell me. Somebody knows their 90s Nissans better than I do. Would be able to tell you what that is. Oh, I think this is in Kyoto. This is like a kaiseki meal that we had, where they just give you like a whole bunch of really cool stuff. There's some little shrine. This, I believe, this was part of a tour in Kyoto where we went to like, the Imperial Palace. We went to Kiyomizu-dera, and I believe this was like a big. No, it wasn't this one. This is just like some nice garden place that they showed us. Yeah, it's like that's the original building. Earthquake proof and all that. Yeah, really nice garden here. The camera didn't really do it justice. Even better in autumn and spring when you've got all the colours. I think this was like the first stop on the tour. So we spent about like half an hour here. Yeah, then they got their moat. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. There's me again. With the sunnies, unshaven, like a slob. I don't know what that says. Some important person died there. Oh, that's the Golden Pavilion. Everyone goes here, everyone gets the same photo. It was pretty busy when we were there. There were a lot of like school groups there lining up, like middle schoolers and high schoolers. And it was weird because they say hello to you and your instinct is to say hi, but then you second guess yourself because hi means yes in Japanese and you know they're not going to know what that means. So you've got to say hello back and it's always a really awkward interaction. There's another shot. It'd be cool to go here with a DSLR and get some nice photos, but man, everyone's got these photos. Like, what's the point? You're getting the same photo as everyone else. That's the experience. This is where we saw the most tourists. But even then, it was like 50-50. Like, a lot of it was just, yeah, like school kids, like you can see over there. It was pretty busy, though. But we got through it. We didn't have to wait too long. And then after you look at the Golden Pavilion, there's like a really nice garden to walk around and you can see some stuff. And exit through the gift shop type deal. Nice day for it too. We got lucky with the weather. But yeah, if you're ever in Kyoto, I would highly recommend do a tour that takes you to a couple of these places. They just bus you around and you don't have to worry about parking, you don't have to worry about getting there. They give you plenty of time. They'll just tell you, look, be back at the bus by this time. And they, yeah, they tell you about some stuff while you're on the bus going from place to place. I don't know why I took this. I think it was like a turtle in the water. But yeah, this is like one of the most popular tourist locations in all of Japan. There's like a... yeah, the incense is burning down there, so you can purify yourself. Not allowed to go up there, but you can do like the clap and shake the rope and make a prayer, throw some money in. This was the Imperial Palace. This is like the where the Emperor spends a lot of time, and where like international guests sleep and stuff like that. Like Princess Di and what's his face, the guy with the big fingers, Prince Charles. They slept there, and they complained about the pillows. So classic British people nagging about things. I don't know where this was, but it's pretty.
Usuplay said, when I go, I'll be avoiding ALLL of the tourist stuff.
Some of it's cool to do. It's just some things are overplayed. Yeah, so we're on the bus here going to like another location. And there's a Hachiroku! It's a GT Apex as well. And it's a late model because of the rear headlights. And it's a Trueno by the looks of things. So that was like one of the few 86s on the road that I saw while we were there. That was in Kyoto as well. Off he goes. This is like a really old Buddhist like temple. And they have like a ton of Buddhist statues and stuff inside. And the whole thing, you can see by the construction of it, it's like raised off the ground. So the whole building is like earthquake proof and it's just wood. And you're not allowed to take photos or videos inside. But it was cool. I didn't understand the significance of it at the time. But I definitely enjoyed it. Shot of the sky for some reason. This is Kiyomizu-dera. This is probably like another one of the most popular things in Japan to see. Definitely in Kyoto. And I would recommend going here. It's really cool. It's just a really nice temple. And once you're up there, you can look down at the rest of Kyoto and get a good view of it. And there's a lot of stuff in the streets and all around here. And the street leading up, tons of really good food from the restaurants. And lots of little like great places to pick up like souvenirs and stuff. Yeah, all down there. That's the street on the way up. It was busy, really busy. I wish we had more time here. You'd spend like half a day here quite easily. But really good view. Good spot for a temple. And if you go down some of these other back streets, there's like a whole bunch of more stuff down there. They were doing some maintenance on one of the... yeah, you can see it's all covered up in the back there. So that's all done now. But yeah, we couldn't see it while we were there. They were fixing it up. Seems like they're always doing maintenance. I don't know what's going on here. I think that's, what are those things called? The flowers that like hang down, the purple ones. I think it's that. Yeah, they're doing maintenance on that one too. Really busy place. It was nice, I enjoyed it. Now, I'd imagine it would just be full of tourists. It'll be absolutely crazy. Hey, look, it's me! When I was young, wearing my t-shirt that I got from the Grand Prix. It's got Suzuka, the map on it. It's a 2014 one. Oh, I want that hairline again. This is down the bottom of Kiyomizu-dera. There's 3 things of water here. And it's like you can choose to be healthy, you can choose to have money, or you can have like success in business. And you can only pick one. So I think I chose the money one. Because that makes success in business irrelevant. And then you can just buy health. So it's the cheat code. Go for that one. That's looking up at like this. Like this temple was built in the year 800 and it's still standing. There's a pavilion off in the distance. Yeah, there you go. That's the classic shot that everybody gets of this place. And apparently people used to jump off.
Yeah, but then you left country and it's all null and void.
Yeah, they scam you at the border and keep all their good luck for themselves. But apparently people used to jump off of this, and if you survived, it was like, oh, you're going to do well in life. Like, dude, that's 3 stories up. That ain't worth it. Keep your superstitious stuff to yourself. Another shot of the city. This is all on an SGS2, so I don't even know what the lens was on it, but it's definitely wider than what the human eye sees. So when you're up there, everything's more condensed, closer to you, zoomed in. That's the tallest building in Kyoto. And in Kyoto, they have a building height restriction. They can't build over a certain height. And it's good. It makes the city just look really nice. Rather than like every other city with like heaps of buildings everywhere. This is Kyoto Station, and it's got like this absolutely massive set of stairs. I raced my friend. He took the escalator, I took the stairs, and I kicked his ass. I was wrecked by the end of it, but I remember it. Yeah, there you go. Really cool though. So I ran up on the right hand side here while he was on the escalator, making a complete fool of myself. But it was worth it because I won. This is, I don't even know where this is. I think this is in Kobe. And it's like, yeah, one of those geared trains that sort of take you to the top of a mountain. Maybe it was in Kobe. I can't quite remember. Yeah, that's Kobe down there. This was a good day too. It was one of the last days we were there. I think last days in like Osaka, Kobe type area. There's me again. Really clean looking S14 there. Really nice. One of the few like super clean cars that I saw up there. Shot from the back. He's got the black rims on it. I'll probably do it a little different, but it was a nice car. That's a Nissan. That's a Nissan President, I believe, or like a Nissan Seema. Some expensive Nissan. I don't know what it is exactly. It's probably a late model President, and I took that because one of our friends at the time, he had the early model President. Like a, you guys have them as like an Infiniti Q45, but that's the Japanese version of it. Oh yeah, Fujiwara. Of course, I'm going to take that. Little did I know, it's like such a common name in Japan. Bayside Blue R32 GDR at the hotel we were staying at. Very expensive car today.
Muted Place said, you say that. Muted Place said,
Osaka Castle.
I've never seen a car.
Really? You haven't seen a Q45 before? It was the competitor to the LC... Yeah, just the Lexus, like the first Lexus. Oh man, my legs are getting a bit tired now. But we're going to keep going. So that's Osaka Castle. We got there kind of late. We got there in the afternoon, so we couldn't really stay around too long. It's a cool castle though.
Muted Place said, nothing here that looked like that.
They're definitely... Oh, maybe you guys only got the early version. There were two versions of it. Or I might be wrong. Like, I could be wrong entirely. Oh, this is when Hungry Jack's were doing, like, the black burger. It's got, like, squid ink to make the burger all black. And then they did it for the buns and the meat as well. It didn't taste very nice. But, yeah. Who's drinking Coke Zero? Did I get that? Ugh. Yeah, there you go. There's a closer look at the burger. Yeah, it's got black cheese on it, too. The cheese didn't taste very good. Like, because they use squid ink to do it, like, you can taste the ink, and it's not a very good taste. More for the aesthetics. That was like on the lead up to Halloween. We had to leave before that. And I think I'm back at the start. Yeah, this is the start again. So that's, yeah, alright, we'll do 2016 then. So that was all of 2014. I didn't take many photos that trip. I mostly was like subscribing to the idea of just enjoy the moment. 2016 though, holy crap did I take a lot of photos. I'll show you these ones first. These are the foreign photos that I took. But this time I had a DSLR and I learned how to use it. So we got ourselves an 8.6 there. What is it? It's like a late model 11. Oh no, early model, because he's got the early model grille. With the slats across and he hasn't got the eyelids on the front. So that's pretty sweet. And it looks like that's not the hatch, that's the coupe. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's RX-7 over there. This was on my way to a brewery
Muted Place said,
in Osaka.
you're an early model.
In Yokohama. I am an early model. I'm a 1985 model. And that's all those camera photos from the phone. Then I've got the real ones down here. So the first day I got there, actually the first day I got there was some reason I had to divert my plane and they put me at the wrong airport. So I landed at Narita when I was meant to land in Osaka. So then I had to waste a day getting back over to Osaka. And it kind of threw a few things off on my trip. But yeah, this is just me trying to figure out how to use my camera. Like I think manual settings. I was trying to figure it out. I had no idea what they did. It was pretty simple. You've got 3 settings and they all affect exposure. And then they have like secondary effects, like they adjust how much blur you get or what your depth of field is or how much noise you get in your image. They have a really cool aquarium down there though. I would, if you're ever in Osaka, it's worth checking out. There's some otters. You know, I'm actually going to stop this because I've been walking for a while. How far have I gone? 6 kilometers. An hour and 23 minutes.
Said, whenever I get to Japan, I'm doing an 8-week geyser tour.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
That's it. Food.
Take it easy. Oh, you'll get sick of it. There's a lot more food to enjoy than just gyoza. Yeah, so just standard aquarium stuff. Lots of fishes. Weird looking fishes. Capybaras. I don't know why they've got capybaras at an aquarium, but they do. Penguins. The penguin exhibit was pretty cool. It's all like really cool and air conditioned for them, and they've got a lot of area to sort of run around in. Yeah, that guy, he's putting on a show for the camera. He knows what's up. That's a better shot.
Play said, I mean, OBV will be eating other things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, variety is like the spice of life. So this is the tropical fish tank.
Play said, but I'm telling everyone I'm spending 8 weeks eating only geyser.
Yeah, apparently, northeast of where Luke is, there's a place that's known for gyoza. Like it's the gyoza spot of Japan. So it's kind of up there. I think this was the biggest tank that they had, because yeah, they got the divers in there cleaning it. That's a whale shark. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Some kind of fish. Got seals in there. Oh, this is a sunfish. They have the saddest lives in the world. They just get eaten alive in the ocean. They're massive though. It's bigger than, like if you're standing up from fin to fin, it's taller than you. They're huge. Big ray. More fishes, ugly fish.
Play said, I've had this idea for a bit. Maybe Mike could make it work.
Hammerhead shark. I can't read that. I know that's the symbol for wheel, but I can't read it like that with that next to it. It's got katakana next to it. So who knows what that means? Somebody would be able to tell me. Yeah, that's the whale shark again. Hammerhead shark.
Play said,
Right.
take Luke and Matt up north RV trip. Just to get them stamps.
Yeah, they're planning it, man. I'm pretty sure both of them want to do like a Hokkaido trip together and hit up that. Well, they had planned that, but they couldn't go through with it because something happened. Some stuff happened, and yeah, they had to bail on it. Luke went on his own. Yeah, this is the Nemo tank. They got all the Nemo fishes in here. There he is. Like they specifically put all the Nemo fishes in this tank, which I thought was cool.
Said,
nice thing for the kids.
Things keep falling apart.
Yeah, it's how things go. Like making plans with people is very difficult.
I think they've tried a couple times already.
Yeah, especially when it's like such a big commitment like that, like a week or two. Not easy to do. Turtle. That's the one that got Steve Irwin. There's the sharks that we paid off to hunt it down. Oh, these things are terrifying. They're like spider crabs. They have absolutely massive legs. And apparently these are all around Hokkaido. They look like aliens. Looks like a face hugger. Hey Taz, how you doing? We're just going through the photos from my 2 Japan trips. We did 2014.
Said,
there weren't that many in 2014. And then, yeah, now we're doing 2016.
Gimme crab.
This was a solo trip that I did.
Said, nom nom nom.
Oh, I'm sure they eat these things. They've got a lot of meat in those legs. But they look, man, that's terrifying. Looks like something from Aliens. I don't know why I took so many photos of these. I hate these things. Let's take 100 photos. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. They're like bullying these fish in the corner.
Said, hi beauty place.
So I'll go through and I'll put a couple of these up in Luke's Discord later. Because he did say, like, share some of your Japan photos. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And I'm like, oh, I could make a stream out of that. And then I did. Here's a grumpy looking fish. Jellyfish. See, a lot of these photos, like the exposure on its way off, I didn't know how to read the light meter correctly to expose the photos correctly. So there's still a lot of work that I could improve on. But this is like the first batch of photos I ever really took with that camera. And they turned out alright. Also, with the kit lens, all I had was the kit lens. I bought an extra battery. I like this dude. He's just in the moment, vibing. This is like, yes, this is the life. Is he rotating? He's just chilling there. They really are like sea dogs, like just puppies in the ocean. This is, yeah, just like from around the aquarium. You could see out a little bit. What did they have over there? I know on the other side they had Universal Studios. I can't remember what was down there. There he is again. He didn't move the whole time. He was just vertical and just relaxing. More penguins. These are a different type of penguin. Yep, that's a good idea. Don't feed the shark yourself. Oh, this was like the touching one. You could go in and feel like what they felt like. Not this guy. This is like some prehistoric thing. Terrifying looking fish. Oh yeah, and I framed this so that the shark's eating the people. Because I'm an idiot. No, this is like a tropical fish. Oh, they had like a Lego thing. There was like a Lego, what was it? Like Lego World next to this place. And one of my friends was really into Lego, so I sent him a photo of that. Because he hasn't got that one. Yeah, so off to the left here is Universal Studios in Osaka. And this is like one of their big bridges. It's kind of like, I think this is taken from on that Ferris wheel, like the big one that they've got outside the aquarium. Yeah, there's Universal Studios on the left there. So that's where they've got like the Harry Potter world, they've got like Super Nintendo Land, all that sort of stuff. So they've expanded it since then. It's kind of far from the city though, it's kind of hard to get to. So yeah, more on the Ferris wheel. That's off to the right hand side of the aquarium. So I don't know what I was... Oh, okay, that shot before was from the top of the Ferris wheel, just me looking out to the right. And all this down here, that's just the aquarium building down there. It was a pretty good first day. Good for a solo trip. This is the first solo trip that I've done as well, and I enjoyed it. I'd recommend doing more of them. Going with another person's fun, but you feel like you have to babysit them a little bit, and it can get annoying. Plus, it's just good to have time to yourself. Some more stuff of Osaka. Osaka's like a really different city to Tokyo. Like it's got its own like identity that stands out very much differently from Tokyo or any of the other cities really. People they're more laid back. They're more friendly, not so busy. That's the bay. Oh, hang on. No, that. I know down there is a reclaimed island, and I believe it's that one, and I think I know why I took this photo. It might be that one, it might not be. I know there's one way in, one way out, and that's where all the street drifting videos from Osaka came from. And I've seen lots of those videos.
Fly over the sea. What flies over the bay?
Bagels, obviously. How do you not know that? Yeah, that's just me being like inspired by the highway network because we don't have anything like that down here. We still don't. Like the infrastructure over there is just so far ahead of what we have. It puts it into perspective just like how much of our money gets wasted.
Said, tasty bagels.
That's right. So more of Osaka. It's kind of hazy, not too much.
Muted Place said,
cool old
it's
bridge.
Also tiny.
We've got more. So I'm just blasting shots out. That's the train that I came in on. That's the one that you use to get out of there and get from there. So I had to walk all the way down there to get to where I was. It wasn't far, like maybe a kilometre.
Muted Place said, it's like comparing the US to Norway. It's a matter of magnitude.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that huge population density. And then they've got all that tax money to feed into just infrastructure and stuff. But what I was alluding to is more just the corruption side of things. Like, our tax money just evaporates into things that we don't want. And the stuff that we do want, we don't get. Yeah, so that's the front of the aquarium. You go up these escalators and come in here and do the thing, and then you come out on the other side.
Muted Place
really
said,
cool.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh, this was an ND Roadster,
Muted
which
said,
these hadn't been released yet.
Culture, right.
Yep, so this was, yeah, it was mounted vertically on a wall. Not that one, this one. I think there were two of them. Was that the... Yeah, there, that's just got the top down. So this is 2016. It was basically a very new car at the time, and I hadn't really seen a lot of them. This is Umeda Skytree in Osaka. This is a sick place to go.
Place said, I have those wheels on my Civic.
The standard Miata wheels? Cool. I thought they were 4x114.3 and Civics were 4x100. Well, maybe I'm wrong. But this is a really popular Instagram building. Everybody takes a photo going up this escalator because you can see outside and it's in the sky and you see everything below in the city.
4x100.
Oh, okay. This is on the lower level, which is inside.
Play said 19MX517.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 7.5 wide. Are they? Oh, I don't know how wide they'd be. They'd probably be like that. But yeah, this is on the lower level, so you get the glass reflections and stuff. But if you go on the top level, you can see over the glass. And if you bring a tripod, which they let you, well, they used to let you do, then you can get like a really cool shot of the city. But I didn't know the layout. I didn't know where like Dotonbori is or the river or anything. Maybe we'll be able to see the Ferris wheel, but I don't think it went that high. This is more like the business area, not like the fun area, the touristy area.
Said, yeah, 7.5 wide.
I could edit.
The hub and center cap hole are different sizes.
Okay, I could edit this and turn this into a nice photo. There's enough light there to do that with. But yeah, like without a frame of reference, like it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at. Let's see what this is. Ah, that's just the top of a building. Okay, nothing special. Yeah, I did a lot of go to the top of the building and take a photo while I was over there. But when I get to the top, I think this is outside now. There's no more reflections.
Intense photo editing scrim when.
Maybe. These are JPEGs, so you can't push them too hard. But it is an idea I've got. I wouldn't mind doing some photo editing streams. I just think they're kind of boring. I don't know if people really enjoy that sort of stuff. Ah, there it is. Oh no, that's a different Ferris wheel. That's not the one that I was thinking of. That's not the one that Luke went on the other day. That's just another one somewhere.
Play said, just push it.
Yeah, so this is outside up the top. But they've got these like security gates here so you can't just see clearly. But also you can't just leap off the edge. So probably a good thing. It's a shaky shot of the same building. That's from the ground, looking up at it. If you zoom in... Is it this building? No, this is an entirely different building. My bad. Oh no, that is it. Yeah, that is it. Yeah. So you can go up here and you can take photos. And then there's like these glass buildings. Or somewhere around here is an observation deck. There, that's the observation deck right there. And then you can go on top as well and see out there. But yeah, Umeda Sky Building, I would totally recommend going there. I don't know if it's still... It was free when I went. I didn't have to pay. I'm pretty sure they charge money now. Ah, here we go. This is Dotonbori in 2016. Look how few people there are. There's no one here. There's a couple people. The bridge is kind of busy. But you see this compared to Luke's stream the other day, just how busy it is now. Like, this is when it was good. This is when there just weren't that many tourists. It was really good back then. Oh, hang on, you can... There's the, yeah, that's the Ferris wheel he went on and crapped his pants on. Terrifying one. Went all like, I didn't go on it. I didn't even know it was a thing. I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wonder if they still use it. So yeah, just taking shots of the advertisements and stuff.
Play said, all those screens.
Yeah,
Talk
this
about
is...
dystopian.
Oh, it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of sad in a way too, because Japan had a lot of neon advertisements and stuff like that, and it gave the city a real neon identity. And all those are gone now. They're getting replaced by this sort of stuff. So that whole era is kind of disappearing. This is still neon. This is neon here. But those aren't. They've been updated. But it animates, like it flashes and goes across, and it's like an array, but like one. It's a 1 by like 100 array.
Play said, wait, you mean the X-ray and UV producing city?
Hell yeah,
Surely
dude.
that's good.
Yeah, neons are sick. This is a time-lapse shot that I took. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it. I think I got down too low. That's a little better. That looks a bit cooler. I was playing around with the shutter speed, trying to get like light trails and stuff. And yeah, I had my little Gorilla Pod just sitting next to the side of the road. It's probably like a 10-second exposure. This is another slightly longer exposure because you can see the water's not so clear. It's a little bit blurred. But it's hard though, like this camera that I had didn't have stability or anything, I just had to hold it. I think I just wrapped the GorillaPod around the side of a bridge here, and then yeah, took the shot. This is like, yeah, just some little walking alley around there somewhere. Another one. So yeah, okay, this is where there's like a webcam looking down. Luke was here just the other day on stream when he was in Osaka. He was walking around here, he went off down here and he came up here. And just behind where I am, there's a webcam on YouTube that's on 24/7. It's really low quality, but you can see people and stuff on it. It's kind of cool. I don't know if they had it back then. That'd be interesting. If they had it back then and it's published, I wonder if I could go back and find myself. Because I could find the date when I took this photo and the time. So I would know exactly when I was there. I might do that. I might check that out.
Play said, is that the one Junon likes to go hang out by, like, once a month?
No, this is in Osaka. She doesn't go there once a month. But look at the crowd. Look at the type of tourists that are there, dude. It's all Japanese people. There is hardly any foreigners. I mean, I think that guy's a foreigner because he's tall, but maybe not. But that's what it was like back then. That's a foreigner. He stands out. But yeah, it's so different now. Now it's like just a ton of people. Yeah, so and we're back at the start. There's the Ferris wheel that I went on.
He says, looking right at a Vietnamese dude.
Yeah, that's right. That was the Ferris wheel on the other side of the Legoland. So yeah, that was day one, man. I can tell you when that was. If I go, does it say the date? Yeah, the 5th of October, 2016. Not 2:13 a.m. Maybe that's when I copied these files to my computer. The EXIF data, if I can get to it, will tell me exactly when it was taken. Where's the earliest date? No, apparently that was it. Yeah, the 5th of October. Maybe the time's just wrong because I didn't set the camera time properly. Anyway, that was day one. I got a lot of photos from when I was there. I can't remember what I did this day. Let's have a look. I went to Fujita Engineering and they were closed. There was no one there, which was good because then I could just go around and take photos all on my own. So this place is pretty far south in Osaka.
CF Explorer can give you the file data, which Windows doesn't always pull.
Yeah, I just right-click, properties, metadata, everything's in there. So Fujita Engineering, also known as Feed, they build some of the fastest track RX-7s in the world. They do some really crazy time attack cars. They know this stuff inside out. And I wanted to go down there and do like, because at the time, I was writing for the online magazine that I was working for. And I just started, and I did this holiday as a way to get more stuff for the magazine, for the website. So I wanted to do a whole bunch of car interviews, shop interviews, that sort of stuff. And I went to all these places, but a lot of them were just closed. But I did get a few articles out. It was worth it. It's a Spirit R, very expensive car. A lot of these, they're all customer cars. So you're not really meant to take photos of them. But I'm a dumb tourist, so I get the out of jail free card. But yeah, they were shut, they were closed, so I didn't have to have the awkward conversation of why are you here, all that sort of stuff. It's RX-8 on a TE37. No, they're not. Are they? No, they're like Advan RGTs or something. They look pretty good. There's a series, I don't know, it's like a 12A Turbo RX-7. I want one of those. There was a time where I wanted to import one of these or go over there and buy one of these. I was going to go over in 2020, buy one of these. You pick them up for about 10 grand. And then when I was done, I'd bring it back to Australia. There's the inside of it, manual. Just changed the tacho. I don't know why. The factory ones are fine. It's pretty clean. There's the front of it. RX-8, nothing special about that. It's probably like one of their demo cars, truck cars. And then this place is right next to a rice paddy, and look how they park the cars. That's a huge gutter. That goes down like a meter right next to this RX-7. That's an early model RX-7 as well. See the badge on it? That's an EFNI badge. EFNI badge. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. It's a very early model. Or maybe not. It looks like a Series 8 or 7 from the front bar. But yeah, you can see the gutter here. It's so deep. So Alexi sometimes shows like photos of like the cars or like that are parked there, and they're like millimeter perfect. They're like precisely done, and they're customer cars. Yeah, there you go. Look at this. So they just park all along here, so they don't fall in there. And that's over a meter down. You get it wrong, man. That's insurance you're calling up. They park like behind where I'm taking this photo. And yeah, this workshop's just next to a rice paddy, just like some big ass field. And then down here a bit further that way is like the road that you used to get there. And then yeah, as I was walking up, I was on the other side of the road. I saw this place. I saw some Civics out the front of it, like race Civics. I'm like, oh, that seems interesting. And then I was on my way back and I started talking to them and they invited me in and showed me around and I told them what I did and like I wanted to get like some stuff for the magazine and stuff and I asked them and they're like, yeah, it's cool. I'm talking about their cars. This is like some 1200 horsepower GDR, which is absolutely insane. They pulled the gearbox out because they wanted to rebuild it. I don't know, they must have blown up the box or something. But it's a time attack car. It's called an R-Factor. I can't remember the full name of the workshop. Oh, there it is. It's on the back here. R-Factor Racing Technology, that's it. They had like a crazy R35 GDR in here as well.
They said, see, I'd love to work on a proper race team.
Yeah, these guys were like private. They were like a tuning shop. So they've got their works cars in there. But it's like a private operation.
Bring the broken shit back to me at the shop. I'll fix it.
That's the way it's done. Full titanium exhaust. Look at that. They've got like all the under like diffuser, like just get the airflow as flat as they can. So it was their other car that they were doing. They had yeah, like a couple Civics there. I think this was like a customer car that they were working on. Looks like a B18, so it's got a B18 swap. With the trumpets facing the driver, that would sound really cool. And it's an EK. EKs are awesome. Big respect to EKs. This is the GDR again, it's 35. Yeah, just carbon fiber diffuser, you know. Very expensive tyres on there.
Beautifully said. Looks like B18C.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Type R engine. Yeah, there's the engine that they pulled out of the 34 that they were rebuilding. You know, they got the front missing from the turbo. They've got the housing off of it. Cam's been removed. So basically they're rebuilding the whole head. Doing a bunch of work to it. There's a gearbox that they were fixing up. They said, yeah, they had some problems with it and had to pull it off and fix it. The language barrier made it a bit difficult. But I got some of what they were saying. Yeah, Toyota Vitz, which is a Yaris. That's they just called a Vitz over there. So it's a Yaris hatch, some customer car or something like that. There's the EK. There you go, Vitz, Toyota. There's a DC, what are they? It's not DC5, that's the, no yeah, that's DC5 Integra back there. Yeah, there it is. Another customer car, another one down there, another one over there. So they're a busy little workshop. Apparently, because I recommended to one of the YouTubers that I watched, pretty big guy, Juicebox, I said, yeah, check these guys out. And they said they'd been there, and these guys weren't that friendly to them. So they must have gotten sick of people like me just turning up there, you know, without like calling ahead or anything like that.
Said, I've always wanted to take the second gen Genesis V6, slap it in the Chevy Aveo, aka Hyundai Accent.
Oh, Hyundai Accent. They're a horrible car, man. The Genesis had like good engine in it, but yeah, Hyundai's like, I don't know. Not a big fan of them. Here you go, EG, pretty sick looking one on Meisters. Got the fancy wheel nuts on it. Apparently, one of these cars holds like a track record around Suzuka, which is very difficult to do for Civics.
Yeah, but tiny Vuna.
Because Osaka is like Civic Central. It's the Civic City. It's there's a huge following of people that mod Civics down there. It's like the main car that they do. And they take a lot of pride in it. And they have their race events just for Civics. And apparently these guys had like a lap record or track record. Or they won, or it won like some series or something like that. I just didn't know enough Japanese to fully comprehend. But I did understand number one and win. So there's the other EK that they got. Got the tow hook on it. These are just full race cars, full slicks on them. They just park them out the front. There's the inside. Stripped out, still got the dash. Got the netting on the side. They've still got the door trims. It must be part of the spec that they have for racing. Like you still have to have like most of your interior in there or something. It was a cool workshop. I was really glad that they were so friendly. It was like about three guys in there, maybe 4 guys. And they were friendly. And then I was just on my way. And then yeah, back to Fujita Engineering. That took me a whole day. Just getting down there, like on the train. It was probably like a 2-hour train ride. And then like a 40-minute walk, maybe hour walk. Ah, this is cool. You'll like this, man. This is Toyota. This is their first factory in Nagoya. And yeah, they used to be like a fabric. They wove fabrics. And then after the war, they got into car manufacturing. So there's one of their original looms, big mechanical loom for what they used to do. Yeah, and I just took this because I wanted to read it again another time. So a lot of this was just for my own. But yeah, there's the factory right there. It's how it used to be. And there's how it is more recent times. So this is the back car park. And you come in over here, and then they show you around the place. It's pretty interesting. I would recommend going. They've changed it up since since I went. It's quite a lot better now. So there's history of it. Somehow it didn't get bombed in World War II, so that was a good thing. I don't think Nagoya really got hit that hard. They were pretty safe down there. Because they mostly bombed the shit out of Tokyo from the Pacific side. And then they launched planes from China and bombed like Fukuoka and that side. So more loom stuff, very exciting, very interesting. It's like a punch card system. Yeah, check that out, man. Punch cards, control it.
Japan was mostly to make a point, TBH.
Yeah, with the big bombs it was. But yeah, punch cards. My dad used to fix machines, like looms, again, like clothing looms. And they ran on punch cards, but they're a bit more modern than that. Yeah, here you go, castings, like model castings for the engines. So the sand castings and how they do it, and yeah, you can see the cranks and stuff, got the block. Really cool museum, man. If you're over there, save a day and go here. It's just interesting to see the whole process by which they make all this stuff and the history of it and how they do it. How they progress through time and got better and better at it. Like they got their original designs from the US. I think they were remaking GM motors in Japan because GM were allowing them to do that until they got on their feet again. And then Toyota started making their own stuff. Yep, forging, forged cranks.
Said, yeah, which is funny.
Oh, they had like some future robot shit. Like I didn't really care for this. So that's just like, yeah, there's the Honda Asimo and we have some stupid robot parade that does music. Okay, whatever. The kids liked it though. Dude, this friggin' thing, man, it's like, what's his name? Professor X from the X-Men? That's like his next wheelchair.
Play said, because once Japan got manufacturing back into place, American cars became worst on the planet.
Oh, it's just the rate of progression. They retooled, they had new stuff, they had a new mentality on building cars, which the Americans didn't have. There's a different culture to it as well. It took until the 70s before Japanese cars got good though. Like 60s Japanese cars weren't that great, 50s were like horrible. By the 70s, they kind of dialed it in, they got it down. That's when they got the reliability edge on everybody else. So yeah, Toyota Robot, this is all about early history of the company. I mean, look at this. That's what happened to the place. A lot of this is from firebombing, so the concrete buildings are still standing, and anything wooden just got torched. Like, man, it's... yeah, not nice stuff. Oh yeah, one of their first vehicles was just like a gasoline-powered bike. Looks like a single-cylinder type deal. I think, yeah, that's just the rear assembly of it. There you go. air-cooled by the looks of it. Big flywheel hanging off the front. What's that up the top? It's got to be the fuel tank. So it's just like a down-drive carb into it. I think these things on the side are like either mount, like there's got to be leaf springs in there. More stuff, more stuff. Like most of this I took just so that...
Looks like it'd be heavy.
Oh yeah, it would be. It's all cast iron, so cast iron's about as heavy as it gets. Yeah, that's a straight 6 that they built, which was based on, I believe, a GM design. GM gave them all the stuff for it, and then they started making them over there. And that's the first Toyota car. It's the first one that they built. Like that design. And what was it? It was like a Model A, I believe they called it. Very imaginative on the naming.
Beauty Place said, I don't know, parts of dwarf stars are pretty heavy.
Yeah, but we don't have those here. It would destroy the planet. So yeah, they hand panel beat all the panels. They show you how they did it. They had like these wooden frames on the outside to shape it. They show the whole manufacturing process. There you go. They don't make the car out of wood. They get rid of the wood, and it's just for shaping it, and then they do the rest. Streamlined body, so there's still a couple of these rolling around.
You sure? Pretty sure that's what GM builds their trucks from.
Maybe GM do, but Toyota used metal. There you go, there's one there. That I don't know if they rebuilt that or if that's an original one. It's actually a pretty good looking car. I really like this sweeping grille that they've got here. And I think that's some design language that they've brought back for Lexus with the huge grills that they've got. So some text. There's the chassis of it. You can see the rails, all mechanical stuff.
I totally rock that.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It'd be sick to have one of these today. Nobody would know what you have. What do you drive? I drive the first Toyota. Number 1. So it's an A-series engine, and that's the one that's based on the GM design. Does it have the power specs? If I go in a bit further, it's very blurry. I think it's 19.7 kilograms of torque, or it might be 19 PS, Vertstark, which is horsepower, which is German for horsepower.
Beauty Place said, oh, did I mention?
It is overhead valve though. That's quite impressive. It's not like a push rod, not a push rod, like a flathead design.
Beauty Place said, my center caps on the Civic are Type R center caps.
Oh, they'd probably be worth a bit then, eh? This is an S-series engine, so this came in some of the later, yeah, like sort of early 50s cars. But this would just be like a cut-down version of this, I'd imagine. Like a 2-cylinder iteration or 3-cylinder. And then what do we got here? R-type engine, which has existed forever. My first car had this engine in it. Had a 22R.
Beauty Place said, not really, surprisingly. I think I got the set of 4 for $40.
Oh, someone didn't know what they had. Check this out, man. Toyota U-type engine. It's a horizontally opposed, air-cooled, twin-cylinder.
Beauty Place said, 22R goat.
So this is cool, man. This is when Toyota were experimenting with all their engine designs. Trying new stuff. Seeing how they went. K-series engine. These were in, like, almost all the Corollas. From the first Corolla, because it was a KE10 or KE11, through to the KE70. So, yes, like 6 generations of car had that motor in it. You know, with changes along the way. They even had a rotary. The M, this is the ME, this is from the 2000 GT. And they show you the other cars that it was in. Oh, maybe it wasn't from the 2000 GT. It did a bunch of crowns. But I know that the 2000 GT did have an M-series engine in it, so that's like derived from that. 3AU, that came in, not the A86, this came in the AE85. This was the crappy one that everyone hated. 1G, GTEU, really cool, twin cams, 2-litre, 6-cylinder, twin ceramic turbos, very cool engine. They sound amazing, one of the best sounding engines out there. 1UZ, that's the quad cam V8.
I wish I could remember the Toyota naming conventions.
Yeah, 22R, man, you know that. It's the Hilux engine. My first car had a 22R in it, 22RE. Very torquey, 2.4 litre, SOHC. Whoops, we went a bit too fast. Yeah, and then I got a little bit closer up. Toyota were, you know, like everyone else, playing around with rotary engines. figuring out how to do the
Beauty said,
seals.
Well, yeah, that one is the DOE engine.
There you go, there's their rotary engine. And they've like cut it down so you can see into it. Not a 13B, that's a Toyota rotary. Yeah, the Mazda ones are quite a bit different. So this is the intake side by the looks of it. And then, oh, maybe it's not. No, it couldn't be. Just the carbs. Hang on,
Beauty
what's that
said,
like?
but 3MZ,
Yeah.
3VZ, 5GE with E.
Yeah, this is the intake side and then the exhaust will be just down the bottom. But I don't know where the exhaust ports are. I can't see them. Oh, this is it. This is the manifold here. They've just cut it. Okay. So it had peripheral exhaust ports. And I don't know what side. No, it doesn't. It's got center plate here. That's the intake side. And it's only on the inside. The Mazdas have them coming in from the irons on the other side as well. So they flow a lot more air. So the Toyota design needed a bit of work. And they've only got a single distributor. Mazda used 2 distributors early on. Like one for each rotor. W55, that was the gearbox that was in my first car. A really good gearbox, one of the best feeling gearboxes I've ever used. And my current gearbox is a W58, what I've got in my 8.6 back there. They're good for about 400 horsepower. So I don't have a problem with that. And you can tell it's a W because it has this steel plate in the middle that strengthens it. Stops it from twisting, it's what gives it that extra strength. But also makes it very hard to rebuild. So yeah, a bit of a double-edged sword there. What is this? Like a brake booster that's been cut away. There you go, there's the AA. I think that was like the second version of their first car. It's got suicide doors on it. Very nice. Yeah, model AA from 1936. Damn. Back when they were friendly. 65 horsepower. That's actually quite a lot from back then. What is this? It's no way is that. That can't be right. Look, 3.4 litre and it's making 65 horsepower. I don't believe that. Not for back then. That doesn't seem right. Because that's quite a lot of horsepower from not a very big engine in 1930. It must be right though. Doesn't look comfortable, but yeah, this is for rich people because look how much leg room there is in the back.
Yeah, sounds right to me.
Really? Like 3 litres in the 30s and they're getting 65 horsepower out of it? Oh, I guess. Like that's what? 20 horsepower per... Yeah, 20 horsepower per litre. That's probably about right. But you can tell this is a rich person's car because the driver has no comfort at all. Nowhere for their legs.
Low revving, large bore.
Yep, very talky. And then in the back they've got plenty of room. Except for this weird little bar here. I don't know what that's for. There's another shot of it. And it's all coach built. All this stuff was hand built. The panel work was all hand built. So you can see why it cost a lot just from the labour to put the thing together. Pretty sick looking wheels though. It looks evil in like the black that they've got it in. Like that looks like Darth Vader's helmet. Cool car though. Yeah, different evolutions of exhaust manifolds. So check this out, man. Like it's all boxy and stuff. I don't know why it's so boxy, but it is. And then a fully cast unit. And then they've got the pipe work down the bottom here. More modern style down the bottom there. Just interesting. See the evolution of it all. What engine's that? I can barely read that. Yeah, Chevy engine. So that's what they based it on. That's what Toyota based their original A series engines on. And it was just a complete clone. They just copied the whole thing. It was just to get them up and running. And then, yeah, the A-Type, which is literally the same engine. Like, they'd probably share... You could probably chuck the crank from one in the other.
Before GM ruined the world of cars.
Check out the bell housing, man. It's, like, exactly the same. Everything... You know, the castings are slightly different, but I'll bet you this stuff just bolts right up. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that's how Toyota got their start. More later model cars. Don't know what that is. Toyopet Crown. Okay, that's like a first generation Crown. It's the granddaddy to the, well, the current Crowns. Very ugly looking cars though. Very 50s. The styling is very British.
And I bet the Yoda made 20% better power. and
Probably.
lasted twice as long.
3M. That's what the 2000 GT had. 3M. It's got the Yamaha designed head on it that it's like a twin cam. I think this was like the first twin cam engine from Japan or from Toyota. It was 150 horsepower from 2 liters. So that's pretty good. For like the 60s. 65. There it is. The lovely twin cam head, triple, probably Solex carbs hanging off the side. Probably weighs a ton, like it's probably an iron head, iron block. Yeah, 2000 GT.
Hell, GM can't even do that today.
These are 1/5 scale models of their 2 first sports cars. But Toyota advanced rapidly, you know, from, you think like the end of World War II was 45, and then just 20 years later they're building these, and it's in the James Bond movies. That's just 2 decades, that's insane. That's they're testing, this is like a dyno or something. Or, yeah, it's the dyno. Look, they're strapped down, they've got the cooling fan on the back, they've got the rollers on the back.
Beautyplay said, but also 80 work weeks minimum, VS Murica's 40 hours work week max.
Yeah. But a lot of that time is not used efficiently. So this is like a concept car that they had, like all extremely safety focused from the 80s. So look how much padding there is on the dash. They kind of went ballistic on this, like the wheel, very padded. You got side bolsters on the seats. And then the front is hideous. Look at this. American bumper.
Beautyplay said,
Oh.
Japan tends to have more man hours in everything they do than the US ever has.
Yeah, more man hours, but a lot of it's just like the appearance of work. It's like, oh, my boss is still here. Okay, I have to stick around at work. I'm not actually going to work. I'm not actually going to be productive. I'm going to give the illusion that I am, because that's the cultural correct thing to do. So I wouldn't say they're more efficient, man. First generation Camry, which I believe was front wheel drive. That looks like a Corona, first or early generation Corona. There you go, Celica. Not a Celica, Celica. And I'm never changing that. I'm always calling it that, because that's what I've always called them.
Beautyplay said, I mean, you can only pretend so much.
Here's the first Corolla. That's a KE10. Got the cool little front window
Beautyplay said,
mirrors.
before you actually do something useful.
These pop out on the sides, a 2-door as well. It's a cute little car. I like
Beautyplay
that.
said, Celica.
Yep. A KE10 Corolla. Look at the tiny little exhaust pipe. It only had like a little 1-litre engine, like a 1.1 litre.
Tazzle23 said,
There's the
I like
Celica.
the colour of that blue Celica.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's very like aquamarine. There's probably the cleanest Celica in all of
Beautyplay
Japan,
said,
that is.
That's a Maurice Marina.
Nah, it's a Corolla, because it said so. Corona, that's like an RT 130. This is like early 80s. They've still got the chrome bumpers, but they're bringing in the rubber. That's how you can tell. Yeah, this is back of the Camry. Nothing exciting about a Camry. What is this? Is this the 22R? No. This just looks like a 6-cylinder. It's got airflow meter straight into the side. Does it say? I can't tell.
Beautyplay said, nope.
22R is different. They got like the real boxy, like polygonal, like cam cover on them. This is like inside some crown or
Beautyplay
something.
said, that's a 4CYL.
What is this? Is this like a... Yeah, there's a printer. Mobile... No, it's a fax machine in the glove box. Oh my god. Japan. Never change. Never
Beautyplay
change.
said, that's the
That's cool.
2.4L, 2.8L.
That would... Yeah. Yeah, old 22RE is a 2.4 litre. But yeah, that'd be such a cool thing to have in your car today. You just open the glove box and there's a freaking fax machine just sitting in there. You could probably hook it up to like a mobile phone and get it working as well. 4AGE! That's what I got. But mine's got a supercharger on it. It's the 20 valve one. Because it's got 3 exhaust valves and 2
Beautyplay said,
intake valves.
I mean, it's the other one. The one they put in the Camry.
The Camry had an S, or 1S. And the S series engines, yeah.
Beautyplay said, That super slanted one.
Yeah, it's like a 2S or like a 1S, and then later on they got, what did they get? They had the V6s, and they had, I don't know if they had a 3S. Yeah, this is how they put the body on, like all the running gear and stuff. This is a Chaser, this is a Mark II. That's a Toyota Mark II. So that's a 1J. 1JZ.
YouTube Play said, 1VZ.
Yeah, 1JZ twin turbo. There's one there, one back there. Got your struts. The plenum. Big exhaust. It's R154 gearbox, really nice gearbox. It's like the successor to the W series gearbox, like the W58. First seen in, I believe, the JZA70 Supra. What was it? It was the Turbo A ones. They came with a 1J. Couple more photos there. Oh, and there was a button you can push here and it like brings the car down. Interactive, very cool. Yeah, there we go, see? Oops. And up you go. And then your car's assembled. Yay, don't crash it. Somewhere. Oh, these are like, we should be back. Here's the culprit. Well, you can't see it. The focus won't change. Yeah, this battery was... It did about 3 hours, so...
Tazol23 said, yep.
We should be back now. Yeah, I got about 3 hours out of that battery. I think this is like an early model Celica. Like a fastback one, because the back looks like... Or it could be a Crown. Hard to tell. But yeah, it's just like someone who works there. There's usually some cool cars in the car park. Oh, this is like a German steam engine that they got to run their mills for the looms and all that sort of stuff. And they still got it. It's pretty cool. It's huge looking thing.
YouTube Play said, no AC
There you go.
adapter. Tazol23 said, cool.
God, this is a hard thing to say. Gebrüder Salza, what's it? Winterthur Ludwigshafen. 1902. Ancient machine. Look, it's got ropes just hooking up the flywheel to the rest of it. This is like the first thing you see when you get in there. This is all in Nagoya, by the way. So this is like some huge building that I found near the main station, and they let you up the top to a viewing platform for free, which is pretty sweet. You're probably stuck in ads now. Or hopefully the ads are short. And yeah, you get like a pretty good view of Nagoya from here. And Nagoya is an interesting city. It's got like, it's almost like the whole thing's built on this big like line. So east to west, you've got this huge freeway that goes along, and then everything's sort of built off of that the whole way. There's like full zoom on my camera. Just wasn't much. I think it went to like 55mm, which is like 80, 85mm equivalent full frame. So yeah, got up this big ass building, and it's got like the anti-earthquake like things on the top, like these huge weights that shake back and forwards and like hold the building in position when an earthquake happens. I don't know if I took a photo of those. But yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time just in tall buildings looking down at the city. Because that's what tourists do. Or at least that's what I did. Yeah, there's the castle. That's the Nagoya Castle, and you can walk around the whole thing. It's got a big moat. And I did walk around the whole thing. The place I was staying at was like down here somewhere. It was right in the middle of the city. It was a cool little like it's like a hostel type setup. Kind of like that. That's a nice shot. You got the castle in the background.
Muted Play said, anyway, time to do a sleep. I shall peep y'all later.
No worries,
Have
man.
best rest of stream.
Yeah, I might wrap up soon.
Good night.
But we'll go through. There it is. There's the earthquake machine. This whole thing shakes. It's a big heavy weight, and it holds the building in place when there's an earthquake. It counters all the vibrations. And they had a couple of them in there. So it's just cool to see. Yeah, and the Toyota factory is like, it's up this side somewhere. Because I remember it was like to the west side of the city, and the castle's kind of in the middle. Yeah, you can sort of see... Oh, can you see it? What's this? This looks... No, that's just something else entirely. Yeah, and they got that. I don't think I even used that. I just used my camera. Oh, and this was just down the bottom. They were like showing off some new Lexus, and I asked if I could take some photos of it. Because it was lit up nicely, and I wanted to have a look. And they were cheap. It was like $50,000, like Australian. So like a Lexus. I'm like, oh, that's a lot cheaper than Australia. We're getting ripped off. I think it was just like a demo thing that they had as like a new release car. You can have a look at it, you can sit in it. Oh, F-Sport, okay. That's like the really fancy one that they did. Yeah, but it's an RC300. So they put like a different badge on it for that. It's a nice looking car though. You know, it's old now, this is from 2016. That's a good photo. It's very difficult to get it centered perfectly, like that gap to that gap there.
Castle23 said, 26.5 thousand British pounds.
Yeah, pretty affordable. For you guys, that's like 40, 50 grand here, yeah? Because it's all about 2-to-1 ratio. There it is. Yeah, 68,000 yen. Oh, so it was a bit more than I thought. This is about 70 grand. But with the conversion, back then, like, yeah, there you go, look at this down the bottom. So you get the cheap one, it's 50 grand. And this is like a package that, oh no, it's a different version of it. This is the high spec one for 70. But 50 grand for a Lexus, that's not bad, especially back then. So I just got some photos of this. It's got a nice interior. Toyota and Lexus specifically do really nice interiors. They spend a lot of time and effort on that, and a lot of other cars can't match it. Like if you jump into like an Aston Martin or any of these like other like high class luxury cars, because they don't do the volume of interiors that Toyota do, like they have all these issues with it. Whereas Toyota, they just get it right and it's nice. Like I'd sit there, that'd be comfortable as hell. Ah, this is like right in the main train station at Nagoya. They got this like big roundabout with like this crazy spire thing here. And that was the building. The building I went into was like over here. Oh, and it's got this elevator. That's it there. That's the elevator shaft. And it's so cool because as it goes up, you're just going up and you can see out the whole time. This is really sick.
Tazzle23 said, I did look at the Lexus Coupe version, but there weren't many in my price range available.
Yeah, they've jacked up their prices a lot recently. Plus, you won't get the cheap, affordable ones that Japan gets. You'll just get the nice ones that cost a lot. But yeah, this is like a really cool sort of like roundabout thing. I did a really nice edit of this photo once, but I don't think I've got it in here. There's another sick looking building that's got a helipad on top. This is like right in the main part of Nagoya, like right in the center of the city. So that's where all their really cool business and like all the nice architecture and stuff is. That's a better exposed one. Ah, I like this. This is the time lapse that I got from one of those raised crossings, like a bridge where you cross the road. So I got like, I think it was like a 30-second exposure. And yeah, that's all the light trails from the cars, and then you got the castle in the background. I did a nice edit of this, but I don't have it in this folder. Yeah, this was the night when I went and walked around the castle. There's another one. This is shaky. something. I did bring like a little gorilla pod, but I couldn't always get like a nice shot. It's a bit better, not that good. Very bright. I should have cut the exposure down a little. Yeah, and again, like way too bright. The car lights just blew that out. You can see the trees, like they're all shaking around, so over like 10 seconds or 30 seconds, they're going to end up looking like that. This one turned out a little bit better. Still a bit too bright, but it's not too bad. The trees look crazy though. Look like fairy floss, but it's green. It's a small castle, really, when you look at it. Or is that like a side building? No, that's not the actual castle. That's like an additional building that they've got there. That's the castle. Yeah, that's a cool looking castle. There were like some students walking around doing the same thing I was doing. And they saw me with my camera and a tripod. One of the girls was like, oh, is he a pro? Like, she's like, Masaka pro des. And the guy saw my camera, he's like, nah, that's a beginner camera. I got shut down immediately. But I got some cool photos out of it. And then we're just back at Toyota. So what day did I get up to? I'll have a quick look and see what the next one is. This was a good holiday. I did a lot on this. And I've got the dates marked as well. So yeah, 4th of the 10th, all October. And I had to leave before Halloween. I was really gutted. It was like happening next week. So if I could have stayed for one more week, I could have done Halloween before it all went horrible and they stopped it and cancelled it. This is all Formula 1. So I'll save this for the next stream. Because it's just a lot of car stuff. Like the whole holiday was all car related. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. And a lot of this was like work stuff too. I went around the whole track to every spot where you could buy tickets from. And I wanted to make a guide that showed you, okay, this is what you're going to see when you buy these tickets. And yeah, that took a long time. And I never got around to finishing that guide. Because by the time I'd finished, the Grand Prix was over, there was no more interest in it. And it's like, well, is it worth making an article? Probably not. But yeah, next time I'm on the treadmill, I'll pick up here and we'll keep going. I think I've got quite a few more. I took a lot of photos on this trip, so yeah, we've got some time to rip through it. But I think in the meantime, we might just wrap up, see if there's anybody to raid. Because it's like, yeah, 12:40, I still got some work to do. My legs are killing me because I walked too far. I've been standing for 3 hours. No, there's no one on. I think we might just call it. And yeah, we can go do another stream another day. But thanks for sticking around. I had a pretty fun time. I got some exercise in, worked off my dinner, which is worth it.
Ozigani said, Simi's on.
What's their channel name? I'll have a look. I don't know who Simi is. Is it SIMMI? Oops, hang on. No, stop bringing things up.
Ozigani said, GamerFanGRL. Tazol23 said, Danny
What have I done? Hang on. There we go.
Ozigani said, you'd see her in Luke's.
Oh, is it actually just Gamer Fangirl? Because that makes way more sense to me. There she is. Wait, she's gone. Come back. Yeah. Alright, cool. We'll raid her. I'll just do it through the Twitch command. That's easier. So, Gamer Fangirl. Oh, there's no... Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to copy it. It's easier. It's there's a letter missing there. That's why it didn't work. Just bear with me. This computer's slow, like everything else in my life. /raid. That should work. The raid has been created. Cool. Alright, we'll do that. Chat message, just say like treadmill. I don't know. Let's brainstorm for a second, think about what we can use for that.
Tazol23 said, yay.
Just say like, yeah, we're walking in raid from a treadmill. So like, hang on, I'll type it up quickly. See if I can get it done before the thing kicks off.
Yeah, she changed her username at one point. Used to be SimsFanGRL. Why she gets Simi.
Yeah, those people who change their usernames, there's a few of them around. Treadmill. Yeah, we'll do another one of these. There we go. We'll just use that.
Intense_7 said, walking in raid from treadmill.
Alright, cool. I'll see you guys on the other side. thanks for the suggestion. Otherwise, I would have just ended it. You know, it was like a bit of a waste. There we go.